Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field. Found the outfield grass, and Broken Bow has won the Mid-Nebraska League Championship.
He's just a strong opponent for any wrestler. I mean, undefeated state champ last year in the state finals the year before, a three-time state medalist, and there, a really nice takedown. Good fluid motion by a guy that's wrestling 195 pounds.
Brady Skinner with it, up top. Fay at the buzzer,
wow.
Hits the three, nice looking shot.
To Folkers, back at the Grant, long three, got it!
Nice. Cash attacks, double, almost triple teamed, out to Connell, deep three, wow. Hit it. That's a three for South Loop.
I have to make sure I set my cruise control when I drive after I watch this event.
Yeah, exactly. Car 204, the Yellow Viper of Ryan Firstenau.
Oh.
Hello to all our viewers out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. You get a look at where we're talking to you from.
You get second, 6, and now 5. Pandorf atop of the key 3. Good! Pandorf at the buzzer. Johnson hammered out towards center. Holm going back. Holm will dive, and did he make the catch? He did! Caden Holm, a diving catch across his body to the right.
Ball comes out of there. Who's going to hop on top of it? It's going to be scooped up by Cooksley. Inside the 30, the 20, 15, 10. Can he get there? He can. It's 6 points for Sandhill Thedford on defense. The scoop and score.
Calderos sends it in the corner to Santos, a 3, got it. His third from downtown in the quarter.
With the bounce, gets it into Ryan. Nice post move, lays it up and in and scores 2.
10.2 seconds left. Plays it out to Pandorf, top of the key. Long 3, she puts it up, and that's going to go.
And they turn it over, does Hyannis. More could be showtime, goes up and jams it. What a way to end the half for Mullen.
Finney lost it to Cash Gracie. Cash runs forward, dunks it, and looks over at his fellow students in the student section on the far side and gives a fist pump.
Pass to the elbow to Jackson Henry, handoff Loy. Loy picked up by Miller. Loy bounces it inside to Henry. He'll put it up and score! And Ansley Litchfield has their first lead of the game.
That's a good-looking car out of Laramie, Wyoming again.
Can't get it to go. Lance Jones the rebound. Throws it ahead to Cash Gracie. He puts it home with one hand on the dunk.
The 3-2 pitch, swung on, and a little blooper to right field. That's a base hit. Bo's going to win. Coming in to score the winning run is Caden McKean, and Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League Championship game in walk-off fashion. Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field. Found the outfield grass, and Broken Bow has won the Mid-Nebraska League Championship.
He's just a strong opponent for any wrestler. I mean, undefeated state champ last year in the state finals the year before, a three-time state medalist, and there, a really nice takedown. Good fluid motion by a guy that's wrestling 195 pounds.
Brady Skinner with it, up top. Fay at the buzzer,
wow.
Hits the 3, nice looking shot.
To Folkers, back at the Grant, long 3, got it!
Nice. Cash attacks, double, almost triple teamed, out to Connell, deep 3, wow. Hit it. That's a 3 for South Loop.
I have to make sure I set my cruise control when I drive after I watch this event.
Yeah, exactly. Car 204, the Yellow Viper of Ryan Firstenau.
Oh.
Hello to all our viewers out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. You get a look at where we're talking to you from.
You get second, 6, and now 5. Pandorf atop of the key 3. Good! Pandorf at the buzzer. Johnson hammered out towards center. Holm going back. Holm will dive, and did he make the catch? He did! Caden Holm, a diving catch across his body to the right.
Ball comes out of there. Who's going to hop on top of it? It's going to be scooped up by Cooksley. Inside the 30, the 20, 15, 10. Can he get there? He can. It's 6 points for Sandhill. Thedford on defense. The scoop and score.
Calderos sends it in the corner to Santos. A three. Got it. His third from downtown in the quarter.
Cody with the bounce. Gets it into Ryan. Ryan. Nice post move. Lays it up and in and scores two.
10.2 seconds left. Plays it out to Pandorf, top of the key. Long three. She puts it up, and that's going to go.
And they turn it over, does Hyannis. More could be showtime. Goes up and jams it. What a way to end the half for Mullen.
Finney lost it to Cash Gracie. Cash runs forward, dunks it, and looks over at his fellow students in the student section on the far side and gives a fist pump.
Bounce pass to the elbow to Jackson Henry. Handoff Loy. Loy picked up by Miller. Loy bounces it inside to Henry. He'll put it up and score! And Ansley Litchfield has their first lead of the game.
That's a good-looking car out of Laramie, Wyoming again.
Can't get it to go. Lance Jones the rebound. Throws it ahead to Cash Gracie. He puts it home with one hand on the dunk.
The 3-2 pitch, swung on, and a little blooper to right field. That's a base hit. Bo's going to win. Coming in to score the winning run is Caden McKean, and Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League Championship game in walk-off fashion. Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field. Found the outfield grass. And Broken Bow has won the Mid-Nebraska League Championship.
He's just a strong opponent for any wrestler. I mean, undefeated state champ last year in the state finals the year before, a three-time state medalist, and there, really nice takedown. Good fluid motion by a guy that's wrestling 195 pounds.
Brady Skinner with it, up top. Fay at the buzzer, hits the three. Nice looking shot.
To Folkers, back at the Grant, long three, got it!
Nice. Cash attacks. Double, almost triple teamed, out to Connell, deep three. Wow. Hit it. That's a three for South Loop.
I have to make sure I set my cruise control when I drive after I watch this event.
Yeah, exactly. Car 204, the Yellow Viper of Ryan Firstenau.
Oh.
Hello to all our viewers out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. You get a look at where we're talking to you from.
You get second, 6 and now 5. Pandorf atop of the key, 3. Good! Pandorf at the buzzer. Johnson hammered out towards center. Home, going back. Home will dive, and did he make the catch? He did! Caden Home, a diving catch across his body to the right.
Ball comes out of there. Who's going to hop on top of it? It's going to be scooped up by Cooksley. Inside the 30, the 20, 15, 10. Can he get there? He can. It's 6 points for Sandhill. Thedford on defense. The scoop and score.
Calderos sends it in the corner to Santos. A three. Got it. His third from downtown in the quarter.
Cody with the bounce. Gets it into Ryan. Ryan. Nice post move. Lays it up and in and scores two.
10.2 seconds left. Plays it out to Pandorf, top of the key. Long three. She puts it up, and that's going to go.
And they turn it over, does Hyannis. More could be showtime. Goes up and jams it. What a way to end the half for Mullen.
Finney lost it to Cash Gracie. Cash runs forward, dunks it, and looks over at his fellow students in the student section on the far side and gives a fist pump.
Bounce pass to the elbow to Jackson Henry. Handoff Loy. Loy picked up by Miller. Loy bounces it inside to Henry. He'll put it up and score! And Ansley Litchfield has their first lead of the game.
That's a good-looking car out of Laramie, Wyoming again.
Can't get it to go. Lance Jones the rebound. Throws it ahead to Cash Gracie. He puts it home with one hand on the dunk.
The 3-2 pitch, swung on, and a little blooper to right field. That's a base hit. Bo's going to win. Coming in to score the winning run is Caden McKean, and Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League Championship game in walk-off fashion. Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field. Found the outfield grass, and Broken Bow has won the Mid-Nebraska League Championship.
He's just a strong opponent for any wrestler. I mean, undefeated state champ last year in the state finals the year before, a three-time state medalist, and there, really nice takedown. Good fluid motion by a guy that's wrestling 195 pounds.
Brady Skinner with it up top. Fay at the buzzer.
Wow.
Hits the three. Nice looking shot.
To Folkers, back at the Grant, long three, got it!
Nice. Cash attacks. Double, almost triple teamed. Out to Connell. Deep three.
Wow.
Hit it. That's a three for South Loop.
I have to make sure I set my cruise control when I drive after I watch this event.
Yeah, exactly. Car 204, the Yellow Viper of Ryan Firstenau.
Oh,
Hello to all our viewers out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. You get a look at where we're talking to you from.
you get second, 6 and now 5. Pandorf atop of the key 3. Good! Pandorf at the buzzer. Johnson hammered out towards center. Home, going back. Home will dive, and did he make the catch? He did! Caden Home, a diving catch across his body to the right.
Ball comes out of there. Who's going to hop on top of it? It's going to be scooped up by Cooksley. Inside the 30, the 20, 15, 10. Can he get there? He can. It's 6 points for Sandhill Thedford on defense. The scoop and score.
Calderos sends it in the corner to Santos, a 3, got it. His third from downtown in the quarter.
With the bounce, gets it into Ryan. Nice post move, lays it up and in and scores 2.
10.2 seconds left. Plays it out to Pandorf, top of the key. Long 3, she puts it up, and that's going to go.
And they turn it over, does Hyannis. More could be showtime, goes up and jams it. What a way to end the half for Mullen.
Finney lost it to Cash Gracie. Cash runs forward, dunks it, and looks over at his fellow students in the student section on the far side and gives a fist pump.
Bounce pass to the elbow to Jackson Henry, handoff Loy. Loy picked up by Miller. Loy bounces it inside to Henry. He'll put it up and score! And Ansley Litchfield has their first lead of the game.
That's a good-looking car out of Laramie, Wyoming again.
Can't get it to go. Lance Jones the rebound. Throws it ahead to Cash Gracie. He puts it home with one hand on the dunk.
The 3-2 pitch, swung on, and a little blooper to right field. That's a base hit. Bo's going to win. Coming in to score the winning run is Caden McKean. And Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League Championship game in walk-off fashion. Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field. Found the outfield grass. And Broken Bow has won the Mid-Nebraska League Championship.
He's just a strong opponent for any wrestler. I mean, undefeated state champ last year in the state finals the year before, a three-time state medalist, and there, really nice takedown. Good fluid motion by a guy that's wrestling 195 pounds.
Brady Skinner with it up top. Fay at the buzzer.
Wow.
Hits the 3. Nice looking shot.
To Folkers, back at the Grant, long three, got it!
Nice. Cash attacks. Double, almost triple teamed. Out to Connell. Deep 3.
Wow.
Hit it. That's a 3 for South Loop.
I have to make sure I set my cruise control when I drive after I watch this event.
Yeah, exactly. Car 204, the Yellow Viper of Ryan Firstenau.
Oh,
Hello to all our viewers out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. You get a look at where we're talking to you from.
you get second, 6 and now 5. Pandorf atop of the key 3. Good! Pandorf at the buzzer. Johnson hammered out towards center. Home, going back. Home will dive, and did he make the catch? He did! Caden Home, a diving catch across his body to the right.
Ball comes out of there. Who's going to hop on top of it? It's going to be scooped up by Cooksley. Inside the 30, the 20, 15, 10. Can he get there? He can. It's 6 points for Sandhill. Thedford on defense. The scoop and score.
Calderos sends it in the corner to Santos. A three. Got it. His third from downtown in the quarter.
With the bounce. Gets it into Ryan. Ryan. Nice post move. Lays it up and in and scores two.
10.2 seconds left. Plays it out to Pandorf, top of the key. Long three. She puts it up, and that's going to go.
And they turn it over, does Hyannis. More could be showtime. Goes up and jams it. What a way to end the half for Mullen.
Finney lost it to Cash Gracie. Cash runs forward, dunks it, and looks over at his fellow students in the student section on the far side and gives a fist pump.
Bounce pass to the elbow to Jackson Henry. Handoff Loy. Loy picked up by Miller. Loy bounces it inside to Henry. He'll put it up and score! And Ansley Litchfield has their first lead of the game.
That's a good-looking car out of Laramie, Wyoming again.
Can't get it to go. Lance Jones the rebound. Throws it ahead to Cash Gracie. He puts it home with one hand on the dunk.
The 3-2 pitch, swung on, and a little blooper to right field. That's a base hit. Bo's going to win. Coming in to score the winning run is Caden McKean. And Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League Championship game in walk-off fashion. Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field. Found the outfield grass. And Broken Bow has won the Mid-Nebraska League Championship.
He's just a strong opponent for any wrestler. I mean, undefeated state champ last year in the state finals the year before, a three-time state medalist, and there, really nice takedown. Good fluid motion by a guy that's wrestling 195 pounds.
Brady Skinner with it, up top. Fay at the buzzer, hits the three. Nice-looking shot.
To Folkers, back at the Grant, long three, got it!
Nice. Cash attacks. Double, almost triple teamed, out to Connell, deep three. Wow. Hit it. That's a three for South Loop.
I have to make sure I set my cruise control when I drive after I watch this event.
Yeah, exactly. Car 204, the Yellow Viper of Ryan Firstenau.
Oh.
Hello to all our viewers out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. You get a look at where we're talking to you from.
You get second, 6 and now 5. Pandorf atop of the key, 3. Good! Pandorf at the buzzer. Johnson hammered out towards center. Home, going back. Home will dive, and did he make the catch? He did! Caden Home, a diving catch across his body to the right.
Ball comes out of there. Who's going to hop on top of it? It's going to be scooped up by Cooksley. Inside the 30, the 20, 15, 10. Can he get there? He can. It's 6 points for Sandhill. Thedford on defense. The scoop and score.
Calderos sends it in the corner to Santos. A three. Got it. His third from downtown in the quarter.
With the bounce. Gets it into Ryan. Ryan. Nice post move. Lays it up and in and scores two.
10.2 seconds left. Plays it out to Pandorf, top of the key. Long three. She puts it up, and that's going to go.
And they turn it over, does Hyannis. More could be showtime. Goes up and jams it. What a way to end the half for Mullen.
Finney lost it to Cash Gracie. Cash runs forward, dunks it, and looks over at his fellow students in the student section on the far side and gives a fist pump.
Bounce pass to the elbow to Jackson Henry. Handoff Loy. Loy picked up by Miller. Loy bounces it inside to Henry. He'll put it up and score! And Ansley Litchfield has their first lead of the game.
That's a good-looking car out of Laramie, Wyoming again.
Can't get it to go. Lance Jones the rebound. Throws it ahead to Cash Gracie. He puts it home with one hand on the dunk.
The 3-2 pitch, swung on, and a little blooper to right field. That's a base hit. Bo's going to win. Coming in to score the winning run is Caden McKean. And Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League Championship game in walk-off fashion. Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field. Found the outfield grass, and Broken Bow has won the Mid-Nebraska League Championship.
He's just a strong opponent for any wrestler. I mean, undefeated state champ last year in the state finals the year before, a three-time state medalist, and there, really nice takedown, good fluid motion by a guy that's wrestling 195 pounds.
Brady Skinner with it up top. Fay at the buzzer.
Wow.
Hits the three. Nice looking shot.
To Folkers, back at the Grant, long three, got it!
Nice. Cash attacks. Double, almost triple teamed. Out to Connell. Deep three.
Wow.
Hit it. That's a three for South Loop.
I have to make sure I set my cruise control when I drive after I watch this event.
Yeah, exactly. Car 204, the Yellow Viper of Ryan Firstenau.
Oh.
Hello to all our viewers out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. You get a look at where we're talking to you from.
You get second, 6, and now 5. Pandorf atop of the key 3. Good! Pandorf at the buzzer. Johnson hammered out towards center. Holm going back. Holm will dive, and did he make the catch? He did! Caden Holm, a diving catch across his body to the right.
Ball comes out of there. Who's going to hop on top of it? It's going to be scooped up by Cooksley. Inside the 30, the 20, 15, 10. Can he get there? He can. It's 6 points for Sandhill Thedford on defense. The scoop and score.
Calderos sends it in the corner to Santos, a 3, got it. His third from downtown in the quarter.
With the bounce, gets it into Ryan. Nice post move, lays it up and in and scores 2.
10.2 seconds left. Plays it out to Pandorf, top of the key. Long three, she puts it up, and that's going to go.
And they turn it over, does Hyannis. More could be showtime, goes up and jams it. What a way to end the half for Mullen.
Finney lost it to Cash Gracie. Cash runs forward, dunks it, and looks over at his fellow students in the student section on the far side and gives a fist pump.
Pass to the elbow to Jackson Henry, handoff Loy. Loy picked up.
While you're in, do some shopping for yourself or someone on your list.
East Hardware Broken Bow is open 7:30 to 6, Monday to Friday.
And on Saturday from 8 until 4.
Merry Christmas. Hope to see you soon.
Now we come back to the gymnasium here at Ansley High School. As we mentioned going into our last break, we've got 3 duels that we're going to broadcast for you today. We're going to start off with the all-area duel between Ansley Litchfield and Twin Loop. Kirk, we always have people that tune in and don't necessarily know the sport of wrestling all that well, and so they're learning as they listen to us. We started with the flip of the disc. Talk about that a little bit.
Okay, they bring the captains out. Flip of the disc simply determines, first of all, who has to report to the mat first. And on those matches, if I get the odd matches, then the odd matches that come out, I have my choice in the second period of top, bottom, neutral, or defer. It also says I've got to report to the mat first, and once I report, you can't pull me out. So especially in these duels like we're going to have here, there'll be some strategy played out that way.
Again, we're going to start off with Ansley Litchfield against Twin Loop, and then later we'll see Ansley Litchfield wrestling against Overton and Twin Loop against Overton. Those will be the 3 duels that we bring to you live on the air and on our video stream. They've also added a duel. Twin Loop was to wrestle Wilcox-Hildreth in a duel, I believe it was today. So Wilcox-Hildreth is actually here, and then when this triangular is over, Wilcox-Hildreth and Twin Loop will wrestle off in a duel to kind of wrap things up. Now, we will have some situations, Kirk, where we have open weights, so we could kind of move through the duel rather quickly, and we'll try to stay up to date on that for you. Of course, one of the great things that has happened with wrestling over the years through technology, the track wrestling program. Everything has to get loaded in online, and for those of us like us who are calling the matches and getting to learn the kids as they come out onto the mat, track wrestling has become a real big bonus for us, I know.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier to follow. And, well, let's put it this way. I know that first week the national track wrestling had some troubles where things got shut down because it just got overloaded. And trust me, everything got shut down when that wasn't running. You know, you kind of need it when you need it, and track wrestling's really helped keep track of stats and whatnot. So here we are getting things started, and I think we're probably starting here with 120-pounders.
Yeah, it is. Donnie Lawrence representing Ansley Litchfield and Michael Starr representing Twin Loop, our opening match of the duel between the Spartans and the Wolves.
Yeah, and I'm looking at their clock, which they're not running their clock yet, so probably, and maybe they're not using the clock starting to run on the wall. So we have no score in this match.
I think Starr got an early takedown, Kirk.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
there we go. It's popped up. So we have a 2-0 score, Michael Starr, but however, Lawrence is shot in. Lawrence of Ansley Litchfield. Actually, I think our score, yes, we had a 2 takedown for Starr. We had a 1 escape for Lawrence and a 2 takedown for Lawrence. And I've got to adjust because if you've been watching college wrestling this year, college wrestling, the takedowns now were 3. So you may hear my shoes come unlaced as these matches go along. There's an escape there by the Twin Loop wrestler, Michael Starr. Wrestlers now just pawn, squared up. Michael Starr, Twin Loop. Wolves in that black uniform with the maroon around the chest. Donnie Lawrence of Ansley Litchfield with the gold and black of the Spartans. Wrestling taking place right along the edge of the mat, and if you're watching this and seeing it, I'm going to call it like it's on, like you're not able to see it. So that way, if you're just listening on the radio, you kind of know what's going on here. We've got a 3-3 score here now. Both wrestlers with a takedown. Both wrestlers escape. Lawrence in on a single, but Starr's flattened him out. Lawrence gathers his hips back up, cuts down the knee, stays on the leg, and that's the end of the first period. So we end the first period tied up 3-3. Choice is going to go Lawrence's way. He looks over at Coach Mitch Schlaget. Mitch tells him to go down, and thus we go down. Donnie Lawrence heading down for Ansley Litchfield. Starr waiting for the signal. Here he comes aboard, mounts up on that left side. Nice stand up by Lawrence. Comes up, clears the arm. Starr tries to return him. Lawrence now comes back down. Starr now riding the right side. Lawrence again trying to come up. Hits a little sit out. We're wrestling right in the middle of the 10-foot circle. Lawrence had cleared that arm the first couple times he tried to stand up, but now Starr's got that trap. He's got the wrist underneath. And he's flattened Lawrence down, but Lawrence able to get his chest up. Now trying to gather his hips. Lawrence now has both hands out front. Now he should be able to try to score off the bottom. Trying to get a little hand control, driving back. Starr runs him forward. Again, right along the edge of the mat. Starr steps up the left leg. There you got a locked hand signal, so we're out of bounds, but you're going to get a penalty point here awarded to Donnie Lawrence of Ansley Litchfield. Lawrence now leads 4-3, but there's no change in position. He'll go back down to that bottom position. Locked hands by Starr. 4-3 lead for Lawrence, and here we go on the restart. Got another locked hands by Starr, so now you've got a 4-3 score. It's going to be 5-3, and official's going to stop it here, and there he does. He's got locked hands again. There's a 1 point. It's now a 5-3 lead. Lawrence still on the bottom. Still hasn't scored off the bottom. Starr penalized for locking those hands, and if he does it again, it's going to cost him 2. Okay, and I wondered if that would be his strategy. Starr's now going to kick Lawrence loose. He's just going to give him a 1 point escape. We'll be in the neutral. So now it's 6-3, but Starr worried about that locked hand situations. Figures he's better off up on his feet trying to get a takedown. And good strategy used there. Picks the knee. Lawrence tried to kick him through, wasn't able to, but Starr wasn't able to take advantage of it. Couldn't get his hips flattened out. Wrestlers break apart. Starr now comes in hard, aggressively hard. Lawrence with those long arms and legs. Starr drops down, gets in on the leg, but he flattens out. Lawrence out of bounds, Starr inbounds. Lawrence trying to come around. Starr blocks him, and he's up on his feet. 6-3 is your score. We're down to 27 seconds to go here. Right-hand collar tie by Michael Starr. Twin Loop Wolf trailing here by 3 in the last 15 seconds of this period. It looks like we're going to finish this match with this 6-3 lead. Lawrence needs to circle. There he circles in. That'll keep the official from worrying about calling stalling situations. So it's Starr's choice. He's going to go down. Remember, Michael Starr of Twin Loop is trailing 6-3. Should be headed to the third period here. Starr quickly up to his feet. Good stand-up, but Lawrence with the nice return. Now gets a wrist. Ties up both wrists. Starr up on his table. Lawrence trying to pull in the wrist. Starr up to his feet. If Starr could get his hips out on the way down, hit a switch there, he could get an escape. Starr's got his head down, though. Lawrence slides in a left-hand half. We'll see if he can get a bar there with that right hand. Starr does a nice job of coming up to his feet, peeling hands, facing out, and he gets 1 point escape. So it's 6-4 now. Michael Starr scores the escape, and he could tie things up with 1:32 to go here in this match. Starr is the aggressor. He's taking ground, coming forward. Lawrence trying to tie up the wrist. Starr comes in, left hand underhooks. Lawrence drops down on the leg, though, comes around, doubles up, and finishes it. He scores the 2. Score now 8-4 in favor of the Ansley Litchfield Spartan. Lawrence riding tough with that 4-point lead. Starr now has 2 hands that are both controlled, but he can't get his hips out from underneath. And he's got his table set there. Starr comes up, trying to get some hand control. Lawrence does a nice job of tripping him forward. We're right, half in, half out. There's Lawrence again with the left-hand half, but we go out of bounds. We're under a minute to go here in the match. 52 seconds to go. Score is 8-4 in favor of Donnie Lawrence of Ansley Litchfield. Starr's got to get himself set on the bottom. Coach is encouraging both wrestlers. Starr set, Lawrence on, and you get a caution. Lawrence trying to work a little tight waist right off the belt there. It doesn't cost him anything. It's just a caution. Here we go on the restart. Starr comes up quickly, but Lawrence able to return him. Starr peels both hands, trying to get control. Lawrence trying to get a double underhook. Now Starr flattened out. Now the clock's ticking away with 38 seconds to go here in the match with Starr flattened out, trailing Lawrence 8-4. Lawrence trying to get in a right-hand half. Pressure forward on Starr, and Starr is still flat. And here comes the right-hand half. And Starr not able to fight that off. Lawrence getting the turn. You've got to count here. No count. No points awarded, but the clock's ticking. And that lead for Lawrence is still 8-4. Under 10 seconds to go here. Lawrence keeping the pressure forward. Starr unable to get his chest built up off the mat. And that's going to be the match. It's an 8-4 decision for Donnie Lawrence of Ansley Litchfield.
Well, a nice way to get the day started. Good quality match. Donnie Lawrence of Ansley Litchfield, the 8-4 decision win over Michael Starr of Twin Loop to get our duel between Ansley Litchfield and Twin Loop started. Checking out the records of these teams coming into today's competition through the Nebraska School Activities Association showed Ansley Litchfield with a 1-2 dual record coming in. Their win came against Axtell, 36-24. Their losses were to Pleasanton and Elm Creek. For Twin Loop, it showed this being their first duel of the year. They'll have 2 duels today, starting with Ansley Litchfield, then Overton later, and then actually 3 duels today, because then they'll have Wilcox-Hildreth that they will duel here in Ansley following the triangular that we bring you here today on KBBN Radio. And as we think about Twin Loop, Kirk, you can't help but think back to a year ago. What a season. They qualified for state duels, ended up as the state runners-up in state duels in Class D. What a year they had a year ago.
Yeah, they really did, and everything kind of came together for them, and they had a nice deep lineup throughout, and Coach really had them competing hard, and we saw that throughout the season. So Graduation comes in, kind of changes that a little bit, but Twin Loop with a couple state qualifiers back in Keaton Dowse and Kazan Smith. So they've got a good core there, and trying to continue on with some of the things that they were able to accomplish last year.
So we were open at 126. Neither team had a wrestler there. At 132, Hector Estrada of Twin Loop just came out, was unopposed, so got the walkover there, picks up 6 points for Twin Loop. So your dual score as we move to our next match is going to be Twin Loop 6 now, Ansley Litchfield 3, as we get ready for our next match on the mat.
And this looks like we've got Owen Hartman of Ansley Litchfield and Emmett Grint of Twin Loop going. These guys are wrestling 138 pound. Owen Hartman. I think Owen has about a 500 record coming in. Nice double leg shot there by Emmett Grint. Got in nice and deep. Hasn't quite got it finished. Hartman trying to get the hips out, but he can't. And Grint scores the 2-point takedown. Really nice shot there. Good penetration, had his head up, and good finish. So it's a 2-0 lead for Emmett Grint of Twin Loop. Minute 20 to go here in the first period. Little Granby action, but only halfway through for Hartman. Grint just about caught him there. Here comes a Peterson roll. Hartman, though, Grint feels that, and he pressures forward on it and does a really nice job of countering it. Hartman build up to his base, trying to hit a sit-out. Grint able to flatten him out. Now has a wing in with the left hand. Looks like he's trying to go for the far wrist, run that wing a little. There's the elbow to the ear. Hartman rolls on through it, and Grint hustles around back, keeps the tight waist, and that is a tight waist. 2 points awarded on the near fall for Grint as Hartman not able to get through there fast enough, so our score now 4-0. Takedown for Grint, near fall for Grint, and a really nasty tight waist that Grint has on Hartman right now. There's the wing in. Hartman trying to sit up through it, and we go out of bounds. So Hartman doing a good job there. You could feel the pressure that tried to sit up. Grint did a good job with that in the last situation, kind of feeling things, catching Hartman as they rolled through, able to pick up the near fall. So we come back in on the restart. Owen Hartman will be in the down. He hits the stand-up. Grint returns him to the mat. Grint riding that left side. Hartman flattened out, trying to get his hips built back up off. And you can see Grint doing a nice job on top. You can see his toes dug in the mat. A lot of pressure forward. Hartman right now trying to get his hips up. Does a good job of sitting around. Gets his hips up. Trying to get a little hand control underneath. A little elevator there. And there's a reversal for Hartman. And now Grint's fighting off his back. A little Peterson roll action. Hartman comes back, attacks the head, but runs out of time. So you get two near fall there. And just in the last 15 seconds of that period, Hartman erases the 4-0 deficit, and we go to the second period, 4-4. You see Emmett Grint now kind of feeling over that right shoulder a little bit as he goes down. His choice, Twin Loop Wolf, will go to the bottom. Hartman waiting for the signal, and here comes Owen. Owen mounts up on the left side. Nice stand up by Grint. Grint pressures back in and just about has it. Hartman comes out, but Grint trying to work a little roll through, and Hartman catches him halfway through. These two guys are rolling around like a rock in a dryer. And somebody's going to get caught here. Oh, man, there's a big left leg laced in. You got a crossbody, and Hartman now trying to work a little banana split action. Grint with his head and shoulders out. Now everything's out. We'll go back in on a restart with a minute 30 to go in the second period. Keep in mind, everything's tied up 4 apiece. Grint of Twin Loop took down here in this second period. So he's looking to break this tie. Trying to work the tie up, stand up. Owen Hartman laces in the left leg and returns Grint. Hartman now has that seat belt. He's got that left wrist across the belly, pulling hard on it. Keeping that wrist controlled. Grint trying to get his head up off the mat, trying to clear that inside wrist. Right now he's not able to. Hartman trying to work a little cheap tilt action, bringing him back in. It's good action by both wrestlers, really good action with Hartman on top. Has that seat belt, comes to the near side, tries to roll him on through. And Hartman comes over. Looks like we're running injury time. Injury time was short-lived there. Grant gets to his feet. Hartman returns him. And Hartman now laces in a chicken tipper. He's got a left-hand wing. He's got that wrist caught underneath. Grant flattened out. Now if Hartman tries to run this, Grant's going to sit up, and that's what he does. Pressure's back in, and there's your 2-point reversal for Emmett Grant. Good job by Emmett Grant feeling the pressure on that. Hartman tried to force it a little too much. Grant pressured back in, got a 2-point reversal, and also got the 6-4 lead. 30 seconds to go here in this period. Grant with that right hand tight waist. Man, that thing is tight. He's got that left wrist, the left wing in. Working pressure, trying to get a little cheap tilt action. We'll see if he reaches under and hammers that underneath there. There, he keeps the hammer. He slides down to the wrist. Grant with the 6-4 lead. 5 seconds to go. Grant now trying to work a baseball. Pressures the wrist to the mat. Attacks the head, and he's picking up back points. We'll see what he gets here. Here comes the award of 2 near fall as the period ends. So nice job by Emmett Grant there at the end working that series. Picks up 2 near fall, has an 8-4 lead. Owen Hartman's choice. Owen's going to go down. This has really been a good match. Both guys with a lot of action, a lot of flurries. Hartman pods up. Grant trying to run him forward. Grant riding the left side, trying to chop in that arm. Pressure forward. Hartman trying to get that tight waist off, and I can understand that, man. Grant has really got a nasty tight waist. Now here comes Hartman. He's got the elbow hooked. He's trying to head post in and get a lifter on an elevator, and he does. Let's get a 2-point reversal. Going to try to work on this Peterson finish. Oh, really nice job by Owen. He keeps the hammer, and now he's, oh, wow, goes right into a thread the needle. It's coming around front. But Grant comes up to his base, and we end up out of bounds. Wow. It's an 8-6 score. A lot of action in this match. Good job by both wrestlers keeping things going. Coach Sloggett thought he had a question, and I think he was looking at the wrong numbers up on the board. I've done that a couple times in these matches myself. It's an 8-6 lead for Emmett Grant. Grant up to his feet. Hartman trying to return him, slides down to the leg. Now Hartman still in control, trying to return, and he does. Grant flattens back out. You got 1:10 to go here in the match. 8-6 lead, it's 8-8. Owen Hartman's tied it up here. But Grant gets the escape, and Hartman just keeps pursuing. Okay, we've got a 9-8 on the escape. 9-8 lead for Emmett Grant. But you got an eternity, a 1:01 to go in the match. Now I'm back to 8-8, but the scoreboard up on there says 9-8. It's got to be an odd number because you had an escape.
It's 9-8.
Okay. I must have a slower connection than you do, Brent. It had to be, there it is. It had to be 9-8 because you had the escape. So Grant now right in the middle of the 10-foot circle, 37 seconds to go. Grant holding his spot. Hartman trying to work a little head pressure, and Grant does a good job of ducking under, body locks, and gets a 2-point takedown. He now leads it by 3 as the clock ticks away. Hartman flattened out. Owen Hartman trailing here by 3, 20 seconds to go. Hartman trying to work himself up off the bottom, but not having any luck. And Grant now has that tipper worked in. And we got a potentially dangerous situation here with 12 seconds to go in the match. An 11-8 lead for Emmett Grant. We come back. Hartman's going to need a big move here. But we've seen that if he can get his hips going, he's got some nasty rolls. He's been able to score here. Grant with that tight waist. But see, Hartman now trying to work that hook, and he's just not going to have enough time. Work a little Granby action. There's the sit out by Hartman. Grant hangs onto the wrist, and the buzzer goes. Wow, really good contest. Emmett Grant wins it for Twin Loop, 11-8 over Owen Hartman of Ansley Litchfield.
So Grant gets the win by decision for Twin Loop. That'll make your dual score, Twin Loop 9, Ansley Litchfield 3. We hear about shift of momentum in athletic competition, Kirk. There's a little shift in momentum throughout the course of that match, wasn't there?
It was. And both guys had, well, Grant had a 4-point lead at one time, and then right at the end of that first period, Hartman got his reversal, got his near fall. Yeah, things changed in just a blink of an eye in that match.
So 9-3 is the dual score. It looks like Ansley Litchfield is going to send out a wrestler who is going to be unopposed, so you're going to get a forfeit coming up in favor of Ansley Litchfield. And that'll be Dylan Haynes, I believe, who came out at 144 for Ansley Litchfield. He'll get 6 points on the forfeit there. And now we'll see who comes to the table next. As we mentioned, there will be some open weights here on the part of each team, so we'll try to keep track of who's coming out and is picking up points for their team. This will be Keaton Dowse of Twin Loop, who comes out at 150. He's going to get the forfeit there. So 6 points now to Twin Loop. And it looks like we might have another wrestler coming to the table who will be unopposed. He'll be representing Ansley Litchfield. Well, no, I think we are going to get a match here. Here we go. Twin Loop now reports to the table as well. So we're going to send you back to the mat. The score in the duel has Twin Loop in front right now after that last forfeit in favor of Keaton Dowse. So they lead 15-9. We now bring you back to action as Wesley Fowler of Ansley Litchfield is wrestling Kazan Smith of Twin Loop at 157 pounds.
And Kazan Smith able to get the takedown here early. There's his two. Officially hadn't got the two, but Smith, I believe, a state qualifier last year for the Wolves. And right now, he's kind of showing that state qualifier mentality. He's come out really aggressive. Fowler's done a good job, though, in some tough situations. Fowler trying to reach back a little bit. I'm not sure that's so advised. Now Fowler trying to get some hand control underneath. Smith has a 2-on-1 underneath, and Fowler trying to roll through, but Smith catches him. We'll see if he's able to get he's got the wrist, he's got the wing. Now we'll see if he walks the head here. He's going to come up with the left-hand half, try to half on the other side. We'll see, and he goes back to the wrist. Good job of running the series, trying to pressure forward. But Fowler, Wesley does a good job. Spartan gets up to his base, and Smith has to go back around back. Fowler comes up to his feet. Smith trying to work a lift. Fowler turns in. Body lock by Smith, and good job by Fowler when he returned, got back to his belly. So Wesley Fowler of Ansley Litchfield trailing 2-0 here, gets his hips up. Smith riding tough. Right along the edge of the mat. Little lifter action there by Fowler as we go out. No change in position, so Wesley will go down. Kazan Smith of Twin Loop waiting for the signal to come aboard. Smith with the only score in the match with the 2-0 score. There's your whistle. Smith mounts up on the right side. Trying to dump Fowler to that near hip, slides down on the wrist. Now working a little head lever. Fowler comes back up, protects the arm, gets up to his base. But hasn't been able to do much after that. Smith stays down on the wrist, pulls the hips into his lap. And Fowler's head post. Now Smith comes back over on the left side, but he works the same series. And there's your head lever, trying to pop the head underneath. Fowler gets his hips up, and good job by Smith, though, keeping the wrist. And that's the end of the first period. So the period ends with Kazan Smith scoring the takedown, and that being the only 2 points of the period. Smith's choice, he defers. Fowler looks over at coach, and they both decide to go down. Wesley goes down. Wesley Fowler of Ansley Litchfield gets himself set. These are 157-pounders. Twin Loop Smith aboard. There's a nice stand-up by Fowler, but he turns in quickly, and Smith comes in on a body lock. Now can Fowler get his hips out? Good lift by Smith as he returns him. Fowler does a good job of getting up. Now there's a little inside roll by Fowler. Smith trying to scramble up, but Fowler trying to throw in the legs. Smith gets the hips up, and now Fowler's in trouble. Smith scoring back points here, stays right in the middle. Fowler comes through. There's a left-hand half by Smith. He tees out in this tough situation for Fowler, but he does a good job of getting back to his chest. 2-point near fall for Smith. Smith now riding that 2-on-1. Fowler's got himself up to his base, but he hasn't got control of the wrist. And an escape by Fowler. Okay, so our scoring here, you had a reversal for Fowler, a reversal near fall for Smith, an escape. So as I look up on the board, it's a 6-3 lead for Smith. And now we have a stalemate, so there's no action going there. We'll come back. There'll be no change in position. Our score is 6-3. Smith down on the leg. He's got a double leg. Fowler turns in. There's your 2. So Smith extends that lead. 8-3 now, Kaysen Smith. Fowler's done a good job. He just hasn't been able to finish off some situations, and Smith has, and that's the difference in the score right now. Fowler up on his base. Posts out the right foot, trying to come up, but Smith again runs that head lever, and he flattens Fowler back out. He's got the left-hand wing in now, and there's the end of your period. 8-3 lead for Kaysen Smith, and it's going to be Kaysen's choice here. Communicates with the coaching staff. Looks like we're going to go neutral here. Kaysen Smith trying to extend that lead. Keep in mind, an 8-point win in a duel, an 8-point decision gets you another team point. There's your shot in by Smith. Comes in on a single, switches to a double. Fowler sprawls. Oh, nice little fireman's off that. Smith still hasn't scored it yet, and Fowler able to get his hips up. If Fowler can lace in a near side headlock, he'd score here. There's your cradle situation. Fowler's got a cradle hooked up. And he's turned Smith, so it's 8-5, but he's scoring here. And Smith's in some trouble. Fowler with a good, nice cradle situation here. He's scoring 3. The match is either going to be tied up or Fowler's going to get a pin. You can see Smith working hard to break that grip. Fowler trying to adjust the hips out with his knee. Scores 8-5, but it's really 8-8, folks. He's definitely going to get 3, and right now Fowler's going to get the pin. Wow, things changed in a hurry there. Wesley Fowler hung in there, hooked up that cradle situation, and Fowler gets a pin for the Spartans here. Big win for Wesley Fowler.
Yeah, wins the match, but the way in which he wins it, Kirk, we talk about bonus points all the time in duel situations. Big bonus points there to tie the duel up at 15-all.
Yeah, really, and he came back there. He kept wrestling, and he kept wrestling in some tough situations, and finally got one of those situations finished up there, and that was a nasty cradle.
By the way, for those of you who are watching our video stream, the scoreboard that you are watching is reflecting the duel score. Just want to clarify that. So your dual score is 15-all. Ansley Litchfield, the home team on the scoreboard. If you're watching it on our video stream, Twin Loop, the visitor. Now Ansley Litchfield's going to come out, be unopposed. So they're going to pick up 6 more points on the dual score through Isaac O'Brien, who comes out unopposed at 165 pounds. So there's 6 points going to Ansley Litchfield. And now we will see what weight we go to and who will be representing who. Again, we've got duels for you going on now between Ansley Litchfield and Twin Loop. Later, Overton will join us. The Eagles are 2-0 in duel competition coming into today's event. Wins over Elm Creek and Southwest. We'll see them later. He gets the win by points. 6 points for Twin. Now we're tied into the duel again at 21 all. And we'll see what we go just like that, that's going to end up being your duel. So your final score in the duel, I believe, is going to be 27-21 in favor of Ansley Litchfield. Get them in the duel.
You got that exactly right. Good job. Good calculating.
It really helps when you just look at a computer screen and you do all the calculating.
But it does take a little bit to calculate it out, just like where you wrestle. The matches have paired up. Good matches.
Very good matches, yeah. In fact, that's what we have now since we just that took us to 1-1 advantage between both teams were 126 at 2-2. So the points went to the Spartans, and your final score in the duel would be Ansley Litchfield 27 and Twin Loop 21. We'll come back with more from here at Ansley High School after these words.
Ansley is a proud supporter of this broadcast and area high school sports action. Playing hard throughout the season takes a lot of work, and Todd salutes that dedication. Any electrical work you need done right the first time deserves a free estimate from Central Nebraska Electric. Call them at 750-6458. That's Central Nebraska Electric in Ansley, sponsoring this broadcast and wishing area teams good luck this season.
Banking is not the same as it used to be. Like everything, it's changing. At Flatwater Bank, we're doing things every day to improve and make your banking more convenient by offering services like digital banking, mobile deposits, digital wallets, and so much more. One thing hasn't changed. We are still your hometown bank. You can count on us for strength, stability, and working hard for your financial well-being. Visit us at flatwater.bank to learn more.
Member FDIC.
Radio coverage of the Twin Loop Wolves is being brought to you in part by the Twin Loop Boosters, whose members include Orville's Repair, Prairie Thunder Game Birds, Roberts Chiropractic, Sargent Chamber of Commerce, Sargent Education Association, Sargent Corner Market, Sargent Insurance Agency, Sargent Packing, Seidel Construction, Sitka Law Office LLC, Speltz Lumber, Schlegel Angus, Kristen Schlegel, and Stoll, Gavecki, and Piscorsi PC. Enjoy the broadcast brought to you in part by the Twin Loop Boosters.
We've got spirit, yes we do. We've got spirit, how about you? Here at Nebraska State Bank, we've got school spirit. Introducing mascot debit cards from Nebraska State Bank. Now you can go to your local NSB branch and request a new debit card for your favorite high school team. The Broken Bow Indians, South Loop Bobcats, and Silmar debit cards are available by instant issue. You'll only pay $10, and the entire amount will be passed along to your school. It's a win-win situation, right? Take your school pride to the next level at Nebraska State Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
The Grocery Cart is happy to sponsor this sports broadcast. Inside GK Wine and Spirits, the key word for us is variety. We have a large selection of Nebraska-made beers and a bunch of seltzer choices, too. There's a wine that will pair well with any meal. Our shelves are full with everything from sweet to dry. Did I mention awesome prices? For your good time or to wind down your day, shop GK Wine and Spirits inside the Grocery Cart in Broken Bow.
Custer Federal has been helping customers acquire new and or improve existing homes for over 90 years. We are excited to have the opportunity to help you finance your home purchase, improvement, or refinance. Whether it is move-in ready or a fixer-upper, we have mortgage experts who are up to speed on all types of financial solutions. We will work with you from application to closing to make the process as easy as possible. Get the keys to your dream home with Custer Federal, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And we come back to Ansley High School, getting ready to move into our second duel of the day. It's going to be featuring Overton against Twin Loop. So that'll be our second duel. We will conclude things with Ansley Litchfield against Overton coming up a little bit later. Again, in our opening duel, Twin Loop and Ansley Litchfield doing battle. And when it was all said and done, Ansley Litchfield picked up the win in the duel by a score of 27-21. So getting ready to move into Overton against Twin Loop. Again, looking at the records of the teams coming in, we accessed the NSAA website to take a look at the rosters and also the schedules and records of teams coming in. It showed Overton 2-0 on the dual season, picked up wins earlier in the year against Elm Creek by a score of 36-18, winning over Southwest 30-24. And Twin Loop, as we mentioned earlier in our broadcast, this is their first dual competition of the year, so the first time that they've been out on the mat as far as duels are concerned. Again, they wrestled Ansley Litchfield earlier to get us started. The Spartans winning that 27-21. And so now they get ready to take on Overton. Then later, Twin Loop will actually come back out when this triangular has concluded, and they will wrestle against Wilcox-Hildreth for a duel. I believe that was originally on the schedule for today just as a duel, but because this got postponed, the triangular, this triangular was originally scheduled for last Friday but got moved to today because of some illness, especially within the Twin Loop program. So when that change got made, they decided to just have Wilcox-Hildreth come here to Ansley, and so they will have their originally scheduled duel against Twin Loop coming up later on tonight. As far as our coverage, we're concentrating on the triangular involving Ansley, Litchfield, Twin Loop, and Overton, and we'll be having matches in our second duel of the day coming up here for you shortly. So we're getting ready for Twin Loop against Overton, and we'll come back and have more for you live from here at Ansley High School after these words.
Your local supplier of native grasses, whether planting for pastures or CRP or other conservation plantings, AeroSeed has the seed you need. AeroSeed has locally produced grass seed varieties to enhance opportunity for successful establishment. Send them your seeding sheet for a free quote. All mixes are custom mixed, so don't delay in order to get your seed when you want it. Learn more about native grass seedings by contacting your local AeroSeed dealer or visit aeroseed.com.
When your car gets dented, dinged, smashed, or smacked, the last thing you should have to worry about is it being in the right hands to get it fixed. When you choose Rod's Body and Paint in Broken Bow, your vehicle will leave their shop looking great. Don't forget, Rod can also help you with those windshield chips. Take care of them before they get worse and cost you more money. If your windshield already needs replaced, they can do that too. Rod's Body and Paint on the curb, west of Broken Bow.
And we bring you back live to Ansley High School. Coming up, we'll have our second duel of the day as Twin Loop gets ready to wrestle Overton. Kirk was kind of visiting with the officials here. Kirk, you kind of have an update. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a break before we get to our next duel.
Yeah, this year they changed, and I found this out. Always used to be 45 minutes between matches. This year they've changed that to just 30 minutes between matches, and there's no fudging on that. Track wrestling won't let you. At 27 minutes, you can't load up matches. It won't let you do it. So you have to have a 30-minute break, which means the Overton Twin Loop duel, they're going to take about a 15-minute break so that once they get it started, they can just go ahead and run the duel. They won't have to wait. And when we come back and we do start that duel, we'll start at 120 pounds in this one.
Okay.
Even though I'm not sure there'll be a match there at 120.
All right, so that's kind of the situation. We won't have wrestling for a few minutes yet. So because of that, we're going to go back to regular programming on the radio side. If you're watching our live video stream, you'll see us go to basically our stream will start soon screen. And then when we're ready to bring you live wrestling action, we'll come back and bring it to you here on the radio and on our live video stream. You are listening to Central Nebraska's Sports Source.
wanna be by your side. Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night. Yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night. You really got me. You really got me. You really got me.
And we're back live here at Ansley High School as we have moved into our second duel of the day as Overton is taking on Twin Loop now. And we welcome you back live to Ansley High School. We're live on KBBN 95.3 FM, live with our video stream as well, which you can access through sandhillsexpress.com. Started this duel at 120. Michael Starr of Twin Loop just came out and was unopposed, so he gets the win by forfeit. Twin Loop gets 6 points in the duel. And now we are to the mat wrestling and to call the action between Overton and Twin Loop. Here's Mr. Crowley.
And we have Wyatt Kyle of Overton. He's a sophomore, 8-7 on the year. Hector Estrada, 8-5, a senior for Twin Loop. Just underway here. We're about 15 seconds into this match. No score. As Brent mentioned, it's a 6-0 lead for Twin Loop on the walkover at an earlier weight. Estrada trying to get in on a shot, trying to follow up. Oh, there he is. He gets in on the double leg, and nice finish. Gets a good lift, gets the takedown, and go out of bounds. That's a good job. Estrada didn't have real good penetration on his shot, but he stuck with it and followed his hips up. And then really nice, strong lift, good, strong finish. He leads 2-0. Here's a whistle. Wyatt Kyle of Overton quickly to his feet, gets his one. 2-1 is your score now. Approaching the 1 minute mark here in the first period. Wyatt Kyle of Overton. That black uniform of Overton with the blue O along the side. Again, Hector Estrada, Twin Loop. Wolves across his back on the maroon, the black uniform. Estrada with the red leg band. 2-1 score here. Hector with the one takedown. Trying to get in on another takedown. Kyle really hasn't shown any urge to get in on a shot. And there, Estrada with a nice double leg. Does a really nice job of following it up with his hips. Gets a 2-point takedown. Now he's getting near falls. He's in bounds, even though Kyle's out of bounds. Estrada's got those knees in bounds, and there's your award, 3-point near fall. So Estrada now with the 7-1 lead, 2 takedowns and a near fall. And a good job there by Estrada as he goes ahead and follows up around out of bounds. We'll come back in. Kyle on the restart, goes down. He's trailing here. 7-1. Kyle trying to crawl forward, but Estrada doing a good job following him. Traps a wrist underneath. Kyle now trying to build up off the bottom. Flattened out. Can't score there. Trying to sit around, get to a base. Gets his hips up. Here comes Estrada with the right hand half in and gets a turn. But the buzzer goes off. The period ends, and there's no points earned. So after one, it's 7-1. Hector Estrada, Twin Loop. Estrada's done a really good job on his feet, and he's talking to his coaches, and he wanted to either take top or neutral. Looks like we compromised and we went neutral. Estrada with 2 takedowns. I get it. I see why he wants to go on his feet. His shot's not real penetrating, but he does a good job of following it up and bringing his hips to the party, and he does it again there on that double leg and gets his 2-point takedown. So he extends the lead. It's now 9-1 in favor of Estrada. We go out of bounds. We'll come back in. Wyatt Kyle of Overton, the sophomore, is going to go to the bottom. Kyle gets himself set. Here comes Estrada. He's aboard, and here's the whistle. Kyle with the sit-out. Nice action there right off the whistle. Estrada follows him to his feet, but Kyle scores a 1-point escape. Good action there by Wyatt. The Overton wrestler able to score another escape. It's 7-2. Kyle trailing. There's a shot by Estrada again. He gets in on the double, follows it with his hips, scores his 2. Kyle just hasn't had an answer for that follow-up on that shot. He's able to kind of down block the first of it, but Estrada does a good job of just persistently bringing his hips, scoring his 2, and he has a 9-2 lead. There, Kyle comes out and sit out along the out of bounds. And we got a 1-point escape for Kyle. That's his third one. That gives him 3. But Estrada's been able to get some takedowns, had some near falls. It's 9-3 as we come back into the center with a minute to go here in the second period. There, Kyle with his first shot of the match, a little high crotch shot. Not able to get in, but he follows it up with the front head. Estrada now back on those legs, and Kyle turns the wrong way, and Estrada comes around, scores 2 more. It's 11-3. Hector Estrada, a twin loop. He's got the lead. He's got a right-hand half, and now he's got a turn. This is pretty tight. This will be tough for Kyle to get out of, and he doesn't. So winner by fall here in the second period, twin loops Hector Estrada, and that'll add 6 more points to the twin loop score.
So we're underway in our second duel of the day, Overton against Twin Loop. Twin Loop takes the early duel lead 12-0. Again, the duel started at 120 pounds. Michael Starr came out and won by forfeit as he was unopposed there. Both teams open at 126. The match you saw was at 132. Hector Estrada getting the win by fall over Wyatt Kyle of Overton. So through 3 weight classes in the duel, Twin Loop with the early lead 12-0. And so we're going to get our next match coming out to the mat now. Both teams were open at 138, so there was a double forfeit there. And it looks like we're going to go to 144 now, where Parker Walahoski of Overton will wrestle Emmett Grint of Twin Loop.
And this match just underway. We saw Grint in his first match. Really tough match there. Did a good job, and there Grint in on a shot again. The Wolves have been aggressive on their feet. Walahoski tries to come around. Not able to finish that up. Walahoski trying to come in on a little cradle action. Does a nice job with the lift. Can he score it here? And there's your 2 points for for Parker Walahoski of Overton. Nice job by Walahoski, but Grint now gets his hips back. Walahoski tries to pressure through, and Grint catches him, gets a reversal. Now he's got Parker on his back. Emmett Grint now trying to get the fall right along the edge of the mat. Walahoski trying to come on through. Trying to get his hips turned on out. And it looks like Parker's going to be able to do that. Grint's going to have to follow him, which is going to send him out of bounds. And there's your 3-point near fall for Grint. 5-2 lead for Emmett Grint at Twin Loop. Walahoski able to get the early takedown. Grint able to get a reversal and a 3 near fall. 5-2 lead for Grint. Walahoski back on the restart in the bottom. And there's that tight waist by Grint again. Walahoski does a nice job of getting to his feet. It's now a 5-3 score, and we're 52 seconds left here in the first period. Wrestlers right in the middle of the 10-foot circle. Right-hand collar tie by Walahoski, the Overton wrestler. Grint doing a good job of controlling the elbow. Gets in on his shot. See if Emmett can get this one finished off. Walahoski trying to counter, but Grint steps underneath that. Nobody scored here yet. Grint in a rear standing position. Walahoski trying to face out. Grint drops down on the leg. He's got a single. Can he bring it up? He does. Can he finish it? Walahoski trying to underhook, not able to counter, and Grint finally gets the takedown. So good job there by Emmett. Staying with it. Keep pressuring in. He gets the takedown. With about 11 seconds to go here in the first period, the score's 7-3 now. Grint. Walahoski sits out, comes back around, faces, gets one as the period's going to conclude. So good 1-point score there by Parker Walahoski. It's 7-4 now. Choice is going to go to Parker, and the Overton wrestler is going to go down. Walahoski goes down. Grint with the 4-point lead. He's going to be in the top position. It's a 7-4 score here. Walahoski trying to sit out. Grint just crushes him down to the side. And now that right-hand tight waist is cinching it up. You see Walahoski trying to reach under there and get that off. Man, that just takes the air right out of your lungs. That is a tight waist. We saw Grint working that in his first match. Nice sit out there by Walahoski. He scores another escape. So our score now should be 7-5. If Walahoski could get a takedown, he could tie the match up. Grint, though, controlling that elbow, and you can see he's got the wrist with his right hand. He's controlling the elbow with his left. He'll pressure the elbow in, throw the wrist, come in on a high C. That's what he worked on his last takedown. We'll see if he's able to do that again. Again, he's got the wrist with the left hand. There he comes in on a double leg, but you see Walahoski catches the underhook. The wrist hand caught the underhook. We'll see what Grant does in this situation. If he just tries to control wrist, come out, get a new restart. There's a wrist control. Walahoski tries a shot, but Grant's got control of the wrist, so tough to tie anything up underneath. There, Grant back on the elbows, controlling the elbows, got the wrist. Pressure the elbow inside, see what he does with the wrist. If he can get that pressure, get a shot. There he goes. It's a nice setup, and it's a good shot. In on the single. Parker's got his whizzer in. Grant trying to elevate the leg. Walahoski trying to stay up, but we go out of bounds. The whizzer by Walahoski saved him as they went out of bounds. So we'll come back in. 20 seconds to go here in this second period. Collar tie. There's the wrist. There's the elbow by Grant. Pressure. We'll see what he does. Likes to have control of that right wrist. There he goes. Right hand wrist, elbow control, and that's been a good setup for him. There's a little high crotch shot by Walahoski. Grant just travels him by, and that's the end of the period. So we head to that third period, and it's going to be Emmett's choice. With a 7-5 score, this match is close, and it's going to be a neutral position. Grant again back on control of that elbow. Walahoski with the right hand collar tie, and there's the shot by Grant. Walahoski now squares up. He's got Grant's head trapped underneath. Grant just staying square, trying to get some control of the hands. Walahoski kind of standing flat-footed in front. We'll see if Grant comes underneath that. Wrestlers now trying to vie for a little hand position there. And there goes Grant back on that elbow. That's really been a good position for him. Doesn't look like much, but there he's trying to work a little Russian off of it. Try to tie that up. Walahoski trying to square up. Grant trying to get some head position in. He's got the 2-on-1 on the Russian, and there's the shot back underneath. Walahoski fends off the hand. Grant, though, persistent with the reshot, gets back in on the double. Can he get this one finished and score his two? Walahoski trying to square up, but Grant in on the double now. He should be able to get his lift flattened out. Walahoski tried to kick him through, but Grant flattens the hip and countered it. And he has a 9-5 lead as we're down here on the mat with 54 seconds to go in the match. Grant now with the right hand half and a 4-point lead. Walahoski does a good job getting his hips up. Walahoski's got control of a wrist. We'll see if he's able to do anything with it. There he turns out, scores his one. 9-6, 3-point lead for Grant. 36 seconds to go here in the match. Walahoski hasn't had an answer on his feet. Could really use a takedown. He got a takedown early in the match. Had a little outside single shot, was able to get that thing up. But since then, Grant's been able to tie him up and work what he likes. Now Walahoski's got an underhook. There's a warning for stalling. Stalling on Grant. But he'll take that warning as we're coming down to 12 seconds to go in the match. Well, we're out of bounds. We come back to center with almost 11 seconds to go. It's a 9-6 lead. Grant leading it. Walahoski needs something big here, and Grant does a nice job, hooks that Russian back up, ties up on the 2-on-1 on the arm, and he'll just be happy to click, click, click. There goes the clock, comes underneath, ties up the legs, and that's your period. Good match by both wrestlers. Grant wins it by decision.
So Emmett Grant of Twin Loop, your winner. 9-6 is your final score. The decision win for Grant. Your friends at Klang Financial are honored to help with any of your health and life insurance questions, as well as any retirement planning needs you may have. You can reach them at 872-6810. Klang Financial, located in downtown Broken Bow at 940 South D Street. Again, our duel here between Twin Loop and Overton starting at 120 pounds. Our last match, it was at 144. Emmett Grant getting the 9-6 decision win over Parker Walahoski. So your score in the duel now has Twin Loop in front 15-0 as we're back to action on the mat.
We have Keaton Dowse, the senior for Twin Loop. He's 11-1 on the year. He's wrestling Mason Dutro, a freshman from Overton. So Dowse, quality wrestler here for Twin Loop. State qualifier last year. Keaton in on takedown. He's got that takedown, and he's got Dutro in some trouble. The freshman able to get back to his base. 2-0 lead here real early in this match. Dowse in that top position. He's got kind of a soft knee in there, a lot of pressure forward. Dutro trying to keep up on his table, unable to do so. There, Dallas gets the left hand in on his wing, goes to the wrist on the far side. We'll see if he tries to work. He's got several options here, and he's going to come up on a right-hand half. Comes off the wing, working on the turn. This is pretty tight. Dallas gets the fall. So at 1:07 of the first period, Keaton Dowse picks up his 12th win on the year. He's 12-1, and he wins here by fall.
So a really solid start to the duel for Twin Loop. 21-0 now the score in the duel as Dowse gets the win by fall in the opening period at 150 pounds. Again, this is our second duel of the day. Earlier, in case you're just joining us, Ansley Litchfield dueled Twin Loop. And in the duel score, Ansley Litchfield ended up winning it by a score of 27-21. So we continue here in the Twin Loop and Overton duel. We'll go to 157 pounds, where Trip Davenport of Overton takes on Kaysen Smith of Twin Loop.
Yeah, this should be a good match. Trip Davenport, a junior, he's 12-2 on the year. Kaysen Smith, 11-3, sophomore. As I said before, Smith state qualifier. Smith dropped his first match of the night. Got caught in a cradle situation, but he showed some good skills in that match, even though he didn't win it. So we're early in this match. There's no score. Kaysen Smith with the double underhook, and he's trying to lock up a body lock. You can see Trip Davenport gets his hips back and gets out of that situation. He knew he didn't want to be there. Davenport now, with the collar tie, drops down to both knees. He's back up. Wrestling in the 10-foot circle. There's a little slide by Davenport. He hasn't scored it yet. He's got a round back. Smith doing a good job of controlling hands, and we end up out of bounds, and there's no score there. We're at 1:09 to go here in the first period. No score. And it looks like we're going to have a little blood time here for Kaysen Smith.
Gives us an opportunity to say thanks to Fort County Heating and Air helping us with our coverage today. Owners Brian Hogg and Austin Cox serve the area with a combined 20 years of experience in the HVAC industry. They provide free estimates and 24-hour service. No matter what the temperature is outside, they'll make sure the temperature inside is just right. Call Fort County Heating and Air in Broken Bow at 872-2258.
And the Heat picks back up here in this match. We're just down to about a minute to go here in the first period. No score in the match. Kaysen Smith, the Twin Loop, 11-match winner for the Wolves. Trip Davenport of Overton, junior, 12-match winner. Smith right now trying to work off his left-hand underhook. Davenport with that nasty slide by scores it. That was really nice. He had hit one earlier and couldn't quite score it, but that one he got Smith leaning in. Slid him by, he scored his two, but Smith does a good job of scoring the one. It's a 2-1 match with 35 seconds to go in the first period. Kaysen Smith of Twin Loop trailing 2-1. We're in the neutral position. Smith back in with that left-hand underhook. Works a little snap action. Davenport drops down to both knees. He comes up. Smith tries to come under, not able to do so. Smith trying to work off that left-hand underhook. We end up out of bounds. We come back to center, 15 seconds to go in the first period. It's a 2-1 lead for Overton's Trip Davenport. Smith now trying to control the wrist. Davenport with right-hand collar tie, and there's that slide by again. Anytime Smith puts his right hand up on Davenport's head, Davenport's working that slide by, and he's hit it 3 times, and he scored it once. Yeah, that was a fun period. That was a really good period. A lot of action by both wrestlers, and it's a 2-1 lead for Trip Davenport. Smith's choice here in the second period, and he makes no bones about it. He's going down. Here comes Davenport on the right-hand side. Now he switches over to the left. Smith sits out, tries to force back in. We're right in the middle of the 10-foot circle, just underway in the second period. Smith up to his feet. See if he can peel hands. Davenport trying to work a little cross trip, and he does. Smith can't get his hips out. He's trying to work a switch. Can he get his hips out and get the switch around? He gets the leg caught, and Davenport's coming around and re-switching. These two guys have some skills. This is a lot of fun to watch. Smith's caught the leg. Davenport's trying to scramble up. Davenport's caught around up front. Smith now gets the reversal. There's your 2-point reversal awarded. Smith picks up 2. He's got a lead 3-2. Davenport underneath here now. He sits out, comes back around, tries to work a little roll off the end of it. Smith follows. He comes around, flattens Tripp out, and Tripp Davenport trying to work now back to his base. Out of bounds right in front of his nose. It's a 3-2 lead. We got about a minute 5 to go here in the second period. Kaysen Smith leading in the match. Davenport coming up, gets to his feet. He's peeling hands. Still hasn't scored, though. There's Smith with the big lift and a nice mat return. Good job by Smith. Davenport flattened out. Now he's got to work back up to get back to his base. 40 seconds to go here in this period. So right now, Davenport trying to work up, gets his hips up. Smith with a lot of pressure forward. Davenport now has got his hands free, tries to hit a sit out. He'd like to hit a little roll off the end of that. He sits out, comes back up to his base, but Smith keeps the pressure, and he stops that action. There's the other sit out by Davenport, and here comes the roll with the lifter off, but Smith does a good job of splitting the legs. 15 seconds to go. It's a 3-2 lead for Kaysen Smith. This has been a good period for Kaysen. Got a Turk here, but he's not getting the shoulders turn. We're down to 5 seconds to go. Good period by Smith, though. 3-2 lead for Kaysen Smith as we head to that third period. Choice is going to go Overton's way. Tripp looks over at his coach. It looks like Davenport's going to go down. He's had trouble scoring off the bottom there. He got stuck underneath. We'll see what he can do this third period. There's a caution on Kaysen Smith. Again, hand on the navel. Don't start with a tight waist. Doesn't cost him any points. Okay, here we go. Underway, third period, and what's really been a good match. 3-2 lead for Kaysen Smith. He's in the top position. Tripp Davenport of Overton trying to work those hands. Smith with the pressure forward. He's tied up that far wrist. Now he's got a spike with the left hand. He's working a wing on the near side. We'll see what he does there. He catches a wrist on the far side. Now, can he walk the head on this? He's going to have to keep it legal. That's pretty close to potentially dangerous there. Things squared back up. The wrist is caught underneath, and Smith's trying to walk the head on the wing. Davenport, though, has come up to his base, so this will be hard to walk around on. Smith doing a good job trying to get back around, but can't. Davenport scores the 1-point escape. It's now tied up 3-3. We've got a minute 15 to go in the match. Guys are wrestling in the neutral. Takedown will win this match. There's a shot by Smith. Can't quite get in on it. Davenport sprawled out of bounds. Smith's inbounds, follows it up, and we end up out of bounds. So we'll come back. We'll be in the neutral with a minute and 1 second to go in the match. And it's all knotted up at 3. Kind of a quiet gym. People are just kind of waiting for things to happen. That's been a really good match. There's a shot by Smith, but a little reroute action by Davenport. Couldn't quite follow it up. Smith again has the underhook. So he's got Davenport tied up there. And again, we've seen anytime the right hand of Smith, here comes a slide by. There it is. Anytime that right hand touches Davenport's head, you're going to get slid by. Davenport, that's the 4th time he's hit it. He scored it 1 time, but he's really good with that. And it just becomes kind of natural to reach up, and you reach up with that right hand. Man, he'll make you pay for it. 36 seconds to go. Can Kaysen Smith get underneath? And Davenport, his magic's all come off that slide by. Right now, Smith's got a headlock. He hits the headlock. Can Davenport pop his head out? He does, and there's 2. 5-3 lead, 20 seconds to go. Smith's got his ear on the mat. Davenport's got the pressure forward. Davenport's got the 2-point lead. Down to 13 seconds to go. Smith's up on his base. He looks up at the clock. He's posting out. Now, Davenport can give up a 1, but he can't give up a 2. But he follows around. He's not going to give up either, and he's going to end up winning the match. Tripp Davenport of Overton with the 5-3 win over Kaysen Smith. That was a fun match to call. That was a good match. Those are 2 pretty good wrestlers.
So on the 5-3 decision win for Tripp Davenport of Overton, he puts Overton on the board in the dual score. Your score now in the dual, Twin Loop 21 and Overton 3. This our second duel of 3 that we've got for you today on Central Nebraska's Sports Source. Coming up later to conclude things, we'll have Ansley Litchfield against Overton. Our opening duel saw Ansley Litchfield winning against Twin Loop by a score of 27-21 in the duel. So as we continue to roll through things, Ty Kennicott of Overton will come out and get the win by forfeit at 165 pounds. So that'll put 6 points on the board for Overton. Score now 21-9 in favor of Twin Loop. And we might be getting another win by forfeit for Overton, as Anthony Arredondo of Overton will come out, be unopposed at 175 pounds. So the depth of Overton now starting to show up here a little bit as they're able to fill some weight classes that Twin Loop cannot. And as a result, you're going to find them kind of working their way right back into the dual score, as Overton will come out and pick up another win by forfeit. Dylan Pushke will get the win by forfeit at 190 pounds. And so now all of a sudden, you've got a tie dual score at 21 all. And it looks like we're going to get a walkover now for Twin Loop. And this can happen, especially in Class D, when you get some of the smaller schools in these dual competitions, as Gunnar Bodorf of Twin Loop will get the win by forfeit at 215. So now Twin Loop is back in front in the dual score, 27-21. We're moving up to 285 pounds. Remember, the duel started at 120. Looks like there's a double forfeit, I believe, at 285, and that's going to be the end of it. Nobody is going to be able to fill 285, 106, or 113, and just like that, the duel is over. And so Twin Loop, kind of interesting, Ansley Litchfield won over Twin Loop earlier today, 27-21. They did it with a forfeit right at the end. Well, Twin Loop does the very same thing to Overton. They get a forfeit right at the end at 215 pounds, and they will win their duel against Overton 27-21. So Twin Loop gets the win in the duel. We'll come back and recap things for you right after these words on KBBN Radio.
Team Physical Therapy can help. 872-5111. Good balance is essential for a healthy, active life. Team Physical Therapy is here to help you stay healthy, improve your balance, and keep you active. 872-5111. Our highly trained physical therapist will design a personalized plan for you to help you improve your stability, decrease risk of falling, and get you back to doing what you love. Don't let that balance issue keep you at home, or if it does, we can come to you. Call Team Physical Therapy, 872-5111.
The student athletes you are cheering on during this broadcast practice and study in order to get their competition and schoolwork done right. At Trotter Service, they do the same, except with your vehicle repairs. Whether you need a new battery, brake work, an alignment, tires, wheels, or an overhaul, trust their auto repair specialists to tackle the job. Don't forget bulk oil and fuel delivery and on-the-farm tire truck service too. Proud to help bring you this broadcast, Trotter Service in Broken Bow.
If the cold weather does anything, it makes us notice the drafts our home are letting through. Mead Lumber in Broken Bow is proud to be your local solution for sealing up those drafts and making your home more efficient. They sell quality Anderson windows. Both 100 and 400 series are available for your new construction or replacement project. Of course, they also have the foam for around those windows and the insulation you'll need just about everywhere else. Mead Lumber is under construction, but the front door is open for you to use. Inside, the staff at Mead Lumber hopes your holiday season is filled with joy and good cheer.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Contact your local Shelter Insurance agents, Brent Custer or Seth Pearson in Broken Bow. Acquiring a lush green lawn is a lot of work. Worry no more. A to Z Lawn Pro's fertilizer program is the solution to ease your mind and lessen your work. Any time of the season is a good time to start. Eliminate weeds, strengthen your grass, and even keep bugs away with liquid fertilizer treatments mixed with micronutrients for a recipe that works specifically in this area. 30 years of experience. 308-870-1762 for A to Z Lawn Pro. That's A to Z Lawn Pro at 870-1762.
It's Christmas crunch time. Lucky for you last-minute shoppers, Geared for Sports has some awesome deals. Today through Sunday, you can save 40% off all apparel. There's still a great selection of sweatshirts, leggings, sweatpants, gloves, socks, and stocking caps and hats. Finish up your list for all those sports enthusiasts at Geared for Sports. They will close at 3 on Christmas Eve. Save 40% off all regular priced apparel through 3 p.m. on Christmas Eve at Geared for Sports on the Square in Broken Bow. Wishing everyone a very Merry Christmas.
Friendly rivals, hometown pride, wearing your school's colors. Small towns are brought together cheering on their favorite teams. Agland ATV knows how hard the athletes and coaches work year-round and are proud to help sponsor the games of our customers and their kids and grandkids. We have built relationships with many of these families through the years and are proud of their success. Best of luck to all the local athletes from Agland ATV in Broken Bow.
872-3424.
Agland ATV, West Highway 2, Broken Bow, 872-3424.
Sargent Irrigation may be known worldwide, but their roots are right here in central Nebraska, something they are very proud of. They hire right here in the heartland and know their success is due to those quality employees. As a way of showing support for the community, Sargent Irrigation sponsors high school sports broadcasts so those unable to attend can follow the action. Enjoy the broadcast, sponsored in part by Sargent Irrigation in Broken Bow.
And we come back to Ansley's High School as we continue here at the Ansley-Litchfield Triangular. If you're watching our video stream, there's actually a match out on the mat. Wilcox-Hildreth is here. Now, they will wrestle later after this triangular against Twin Loop. I believe that they had a originally scheduled duel between Wilcox-Hildreth and Twin Loop, which I think was originally scheduled for today. But because this triangular with Ansley-Litchfield, Overton, and Twin Loop was postponed from last Friday and moved to today, Wilcox-Hildreth is here, and they will wrestle Twin Loop in a duel at the end of the triangular. So if you're watching our video stream, there's actually a match with Wilcox-Hildreth against Overton going on right now, and I'm not so sure it's not just a JV match. So if you're wondering what is on the mat at this moment, that is exactly what it is. So that gives us a little bit of time here on the radio to go back and recap the last duel that just got wrestled between Twin Loop and Overton. Twin Loop would win the duel by a score of 27-21. As we recap the individual results from the duel started at 120 pounds. Michael Starr of Twin Loop got the win by forfeit. He was unopposed there. Both teams were open at 126. At 132 pounds, good match between Hector Estrada and Wyatt Kyle of Overton. Estrada would get the win by fall to pick up 6 points for Twin Loop in that duel at 132. Both teams were open at 138, so the next match in the duel came up at 144 pounds, where Emmett Grint of Twin Loop was a 9-6 decision winner over Parker Walahoski of Overton. At 150 pounds, Keaton Dowse of Twin Loop won by fall over Mason Dutro of Overton. At 157 pounds, really good match between Trip Davenport of Overton and Kaysen Smith of Twin Loop. Davenport would get the win by decision, 5-3. Then you kind of went back and forth with some forfeits. At 165, Ty Kennicott of Overton got the win by forfeit there. Anthony Arredondo of Overton got the win by forfeit at 175. At 190, Dylan Pushke of Overton got the win by forfeit at that weight class. So with those three forfeits all in a row, Overton actually came back and tied the dual score at 21 all. But then at 215 pounds, Gunnar Bodorf of Twin Loop came out. He was unopposed. That gave 6 points to Twin Loop. And then both teams were open at 285, 106, and 113. So your final score in the duel, Twin Loop got the win by a score of 27-21. And we'll come back with more after these words.
Radio coverage of the Twin Loop Wolves is being brought to you in part by the Twin Loop Boosters, whose members include Taylor Storage, Team Physical Therapy, Terry and Chandra Horkey TCH Seeds, The Ritz Cafe, Trotter Grain and Fertilizer, Trotter's Woe and Go, Upstream Ranch, Valley County Health System, and What a Big Ranch, Casey, Kathy, Cash, Emily, Talon, and Zyzen Tobias. Enjoy the broadcast brought to you in part by the Twin Loop Boosters. Power Solutions in Broken Bow is your local Vermeer dealer. With Vermeer equipment, you're getting more than a machine. You're investing in quality parts, local service, and support from your Vermeer dealer. Also, remember, if you have a pickup, field service repair, sales, service, and new equipment on hand. Power Solutions, your local Vermeer dealer and sponsors of this sports broadcast.
BD would love for you to be part of their great team. They offer competitive wages, a team environment, and day one benefits. Some include health, life, dental, tuition reimbursement, and more. Apply online at bd.com/careers. You can also attend open interviews the first and third Wednesdays of each month in Broken Bow. BD loves supporting youth sports and the bright student athletes who work hard to compete in every contest. Remember, bd.com/careers to start your journey to being part of their great team.
At the Arnold Insurance Agency, they invite you to go see their family to take care of yours. Whether you need a quote or already have Arnold Insurance working for you on your insurance needs, visit their website at arnoldins.com to obtain a quote, make a claim, request an auto change, request an auto ID card, or even make a payment. Arnold Insurance Agency is proud of the South Loop Bobcats and their hard work that they put in each and every season. They are proud to help sponsor this sports broadcast. Arnold Insurance Agency.
Mike Bailey with Bailey Crop Service in Ansley is proud to support the Ansley Litchfield Spartans student athletes in all that they do. Bailey Crop Service is your Pioneer seed dealer just off Highway 2 in Ansley. Pioneer continues to stand at the forefront of leading genetics in crop production. Stop in or call Mike to learn how Pioneer can benefit your fields. 935-1783. That's Bailey Crop Service in Ansley, proud sponsors of this sports broadcast.
Muddy Creek Ag supports the Ansley Litchfield Spartans. Pete, Ryan, Trey, and Brandy are your suppliers of all feed and seed products, Traeger grills, and seasonings as well. They also have new and used seed tenders and are proud to be Channel Seedmen. Good luck, Spartans, from Muddy Creek Ag. Call them at 308-935-1155. The same people with the same great products on Highway 2 in Ansley. Muddy Creek Ag is proud to bring you this sports broadcast.
And we come back to Ansley High School. They are recognizing the parents of Ansley Litchfield Spartan Wrestling. And so as they do that, we'll come back and just kind of visit a little bit as we get ready for our final duel of the triangular. Ansley Litchfield will be wrestling Overton coming up. Well, Kirk, we haven't had, a ton of matches, but the matches that we have seen, they've really been competitive. We've seen some good competitive wrestling here today so far.
Yeah, we have. Well, that Davenport-Smith match, that was really a good match. Those two guys, both quality wrestlers. And I think Caden Smith's 0-2 so far tonight. And that guy's a state qualifier. He's wrestled well tonight. Things haven't worked out for him. So, I'm kind of like you. It'd be nice to see those weight classes filled up a little bit more and get more of this because, for the most part, these matches have been highly competitive.
And again, we want to say thanks to all of the sponsors who are bringing you our coverage today. Again, we are live on the radio, KBBN 95.3 FM, KBBN.com. Also with our live video stream as well, which you can access through sandhillsexpress.com. Do want to say a big thank you to our live video sponsors today. They include BD, Twin Loop Boosters, Muddy Creek Ag, Palmer Monument, Grocery Cart, Agland ATV, Nebraska State Bank, Insurance of the Heartland, Meat Lumber, Culligan, Broken Bow Livestock, Lines Appliance, and Callaway District Hospital. So, we are getting ready for our final duel of the day. It'll be Overton against Ansley Litchfield. And whenever you come to these types of moments in duels, you get nervous because you're wondering, okay, are we about ready to start the duel? Are we going to have to wait? And I think we're going to get things started, right?
Yeah, it kind of looks like we are.
And I'm not so sure I think that we're going to actually have a couple of girls' matches here today in the Overton and Ansley Litchfield duel. And so we might see those getting started. And I think that we are going to see that. So just bear with us as we try to get the information in front of us off our track wrestling program. I think what they're going to do is they're just going to kind of wrestle a girls' duel between Ansley Litchfield and Overton, and Ansley Litchfield's going to get a win by forfeit to start the duel. And again, you're just going to have to bear with us because I'm not really sure where to go to get the information for the girls' duel. I think we're going to get a matchup coming up here.
Yeah, I think this is Karma Beck of Overton. She's a 105-pounder, which would match her up with Sophia Barella of Ansley Litchfield. Just looking at the weight classes that are listed on the written program. Yeah, because I don't have it here in front of me. So I think this is Karma and Sophia here.
All right, well, we'll have Kirk call the match for you. We'll just kind of go with Ansley Litchfield and Overton until we can maybe get verification on names. I'll look at that. Kirk, I'll let you concentrate on the match.
Okay, here we go. Match is underway. There's a shot by Overton wrestler. She's in on the single leg. Ansley Litchfield wrestler, though, is able to get the leg back. Back not quite able to get her hands together. Now she does. She comes up to her feet, trying to come around the corner, trying to get a lift here. She drops back down to her knees. There, she comes back up to her feet, gets the leg lifted, gets the trip. As she can cut through, there she cuts the arm through. Can she score the two? Oh, Ansley Litchfield wrestler comes up on the head, but Beck is able to counter that. If she can pop her head out of there, she can get two, and there they are. 2-point takedown. About 50 seconds to go here in the first period. Left hand half in. Ansley Litchfield wrestler up to her feet, not able to get out from underneath. Strong left hand half there by Beck. Overton wrestler trying to get that far wrist. Sophia Barella comes up to her feet, and she scores a 1-point escape. So it's a 2-1 score. We're wrestling in the neutral. These are 105-pounders. Barella trying to control the wrists. But Beck is the one that's taking the ground. She's coming forward, ties up on the collar tie. And you see Barella now, she gets kind of back on her heels a little bit. Both of them are pulling hard on the head, but there's the shot underneath. When you get to posting your feet down and you're pulling down on that head, you're susceptible to a level change. And Beck shot in underneath there, but period ran out. So as we go to that second period, it's a 2-1 score in favor of the Overton wrestler, Karma Beck. Barella goes in the bottom position. We're in the second period, 2-1 your score. Back aboard, and here we go. Barella drives back. Back with that left-hand half. Barella comes up to her feet. Can Beck get her return to the mat? Locks up, tries to get a lift. Barella comes back up to her feet. Did a good job of not flattening out there. Beck returns her, tries up the wrist underneath. And Barella flattened out on the mat now, right in the middle of the 10-foot circle. Beck controls the wrist underneath. Trying to lift the ankle, no success at that. Trying to chop in the far arm. And there she gets it trapped underneath. Now trying to work a little corkscrew action. And Barella tried to roll through and only got halfway through. And in wrestling, that doesn't work out very well for you. Beck ended up getting the fall there. Overton wrestler with the fall here in the second period. Karma Beck, your winner.
All right, so Karma Beck of Overton gets the win by fall. And we'll go back to kind of the way things started here. And we want to recognize Zoe Barella of Ansley Litchfield. She was the one that came out and got the forfeit to kind of get things started here. That was at 190 pounds, so she got 6 points for the team there. And I think that's going to kind of wrap it up for the girls' duel between Ansley Litchfield and Overton. So now we're going to get ready for our final duel of the night. It'll be Ansley Litchfield against Overton. They flip the disc, and we're just about ready to go with wrestling here on KBBN Radio. Also on our live video stream at sandhillsexpress.com. All right, so we're looking at both teams to see if we're ready to get guys reporting to the table, or we may have to wait a minute or two.
And we should start this duel out at 126 pounds.
All right, so they're looking at both teams. And I think that we're both open, both teams are open at 126. So we're going to move to 132 pounds, and we are going to get, they're both open at 132. Is that what you saw?
I was watching the official. I thought he signaled that 132 was open as well.
All right. So I think we might be starting at 138. Yep, we're going to start at 138. That's where we're going to start competition. Again, the duel itself starting at 126, and so we're going to start with action at 138. Owen Hartman and Wyatt Kyle will be wrestling, and to call it for you, here's Kirk.
Match underway. Hartman and Kyle just underway. Both these guys have had matches earlier. Hartman coming out. He's the aggressor here. There's a nice shot by Kyle underneath, but he's not able to finish it. Owen counters. Kyle comes out from underneath, and we had a lot of action there, but no scoring. About 30 seconds into the match. Hartman working off that one knee. Hartman changing levels, trying to get to those legs, and Kyle fending him off. He's going to have to circle a little bit, and you're going to give 1 point awarded. 1 point awarded to Owen Hartman. Should be a 1-0 lead for Hartman. Called Kyle for fleeing the mat, and that's why I was just saying he got a circle, and he didn't circle, just kind of backed out. Hartman's changed levels, trying to get down on those ankles. Hasn't been able to get there, but Kyle really hasn't been able to get any offense going other than that one shot. Hartman now tying up 2-on-1 here. We're under a minute to go in the first period. Hartman again trying to work that 2-on-1. Hartman definitely the aggressor here in this match. There, Kyle takes a shot, a little reroute action by Hartman. No score on the shot. And I believe your score should be 1-0. I thought I saw the official signal 1. There, Hartman should get the takedown here. If he follows it up. Again, lots of action. There's your 2. So you've got a 2-0 lead on the board. And maybe I misread the official signal. It's 2-0 on the board. We'll find out here as we get a break. He looks up at the board, and Coach Slaga comes over. I think he may be asking about. Yeah, I still. I still think the score is 3-0, but it's 2-0 on the board, so we'll just keep an eye on that.
They gave it the 3. They just gave him the 3, Kirk.
Oh, he gave him the
3. Yeah, it's 3-0.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I thought they'd call Kyle for fleeing the mat early in the match, and I saw the signal, but I never saw the point come up. So the bottom line is it's a 3-0 score, Owen Hartman. Owen's choice, and he's going to go down. He's got the 3-0 lead. We go to the second period here. Kyle waits. He's going to mount up on the left side. Hartman driving back, not able to score there. Kyle returns him, but Hartman's still in his table. Slides that left foot out, comes and sits, and we've seen Owen able to score from this position. Creates a little distance, creates a little roll around, and he's able to score off a roll. And we'll see what he does here. Kyle getting a little far out front. Now Hartman's got control of the wrist, and he scores his 1 point escape. Nice job there by Owen, and it all starts with his action underneath. Good movement by Owen. He leads 4-0. Wrestling in the neutral. There's a shot, a nice little high crotch shot by Kyle. Gets to the leg. Can he get it finished? Hartman trying to roll him through and just kind of muscles him over along the side. He gets the 2 point takedown. Hartman with a 5-0 lead, and now he takes Kyle to his back. Got a little front head action. Kyle working hard to not go on over, and there's a 2 point award. So 2 point near fall scored by Owen Hartman makes our score 6-0. We'll come back in on the restart while Kyle gets himself set. He's got a minute 2 remaining here in the second period. Hartman looks at the clock. He mounts up on the left side. Here we go. Kyle sits out. Now he kind of drives back. Hartman's trapped that left arm. Kyle posts a foot, tries to come up. Hartman does a good job of bringing him back to the mat. Now Wyatt Kyle's got to get himself built up off the bottom. Easy for me to say. I don't have Owen Hartman with his toes dug in the mat, running a wing forward. Hartman now trying to score. Kyle trying to roll on through, but Hartman settles him, steps back over, covers the head with the leg. This pretty tight. Hartman, if he can get the knee stuck through the head, take the post away from Kyle. Kyle doing a good job of fighting it. There's the fall. So Owen Hartman with the fall here in the second period, and the Ansley Litchfield Spartans score 6 for his team.
So Hartman gets the win by fall, puts Ansley Litchfield on the board in the duel. They lead it early 6-0. Again, our duel starting at 126 pounds. Both teams were open there. Both teams were open at 132. At 138, the match just concluded. Owen Hartman, winner by fall over Wyatt Kyle of Overton. So as we continue through the duel, we will move to 144 pounds. We'll see Dylan Haynes of Ansley Litchfield on the mat for the first time today as he takes on Parker Walahoski of Overton.
And we saw Walahoski wrestling earlier. He had a good match. Ended up getting beat here. Dylan Haynes with the shot in. Walahoski trying to counter that. Haynes now getting his hips up, dumps Walahoski and scores a 2-point takedown off the double leg. Dylan now comes in, threads in the right leg. Walahoski holds his spot on his table. Haynes with that right leg laced in. Walahoski's controlling the wrist. Now Haynes flattens him out. Still has the leg in, still the right leg in, working on the wrists underneath. Walahoski trying to hold his spot under there. Haynes with the right leg in, back arch. He's got Walahoski with a lot of pressure through his back, flattened out. Wrestling on the edge of the 10-foot circle. 1 minute to go here in the first period. Haynes not able to get much going with the upper body. Now Walahoski gets his hips gathered. Haynes brings a 2-on-1 in. He's got both hands on the near arm. Walahoski now trying to sit out, but Haynes does a good job of meeting that pressure. Walahoski keeps his motion. Trying to work a little knee slide, can't get that. And Haynes ties up a 2-on-1 on that far wrist again. Switches wrist, takes a 2-on-1 on the near side. And he's got Walahoski broke back down. 20 seconds to go here in the first period. 2-0 lead for Ansley Litchfield's Dylan Haynes. Haynes with a little pressure forward, now tying up both wrists, and Walahoski sits out. Can he score here? He gets his one, he hips heists out. Can he come on out and score your one? Haynes ties up the underhook, and there's the 1 point with 1 second to go here in the period. So Walahoski able to get his escape, scores a big 1 point there at the end of the first period. It's 2-1. Walahoski's going to go down. Walahoski gets himself set, sits out. Haynes tying up the wrist again. Walahoski's had a hard time with those wrist tie-up. Right in the middle of the 10-foot circle. Haynes with the breakdown. 20 seconds into the second period. 2-1 lead for Dylan Haynes of Ansley Litchfield. Haynes tries to walk around the head. Walahoski does a good job with his hips, keeping him up. Haynes goes back around back. There's a sit-out by Parker. He's been able to score from this position. Does a good job of heisting his hips out. He comes out and faces. He hasn't scored yet. And he's back on out, scores one. Haynes ties up the head, and there's your one as Walahoski gets up to his feet. So he's tied up the match. Now can he follow it up with the takedown? Haynes checks the score. Sees he's got about a minute to go here in the second period. Dylan with the early takedown. Can he get another one? Little duck under attempt by Walahoski. There's a shot by Haynes. Walahoski Can't sprawl it back. Can Haynes get this finished? Walahoski's got to get his hips up, and he does. Haynes got the head trapped in between the legs. Nobody's scored here yet. 38 seconds. Good call by the official. Got a stalemate. We'll come back. We'll be neutral. And we'll just pause here for a moment. Looks like we might have a little blood cleanup on the mat.
Give us a chance to quickly thank Kling Financial. Your friends at Kling Financial are honored to help with any of your health and life insurance questions, as well as any retirement planning needs you may have. You can reach them at 872-6810. Kling Financial is located in downtown Broken Bow at 940 South D Street. Good to have you with us for high school wrestling action on KBBN 95.3 FM, KBBN.com. We're also live with our video stream. You can watch the action through SandhillsExpress.com on the Sandhills Express YouTube channel and Facebook page.
And we're back underway here in the Haynes-Walahoski match. 32 seconds to go in the second period. We're all knotted up at 2 apiece. Wrestlers in the neutral position. Haynes has the takedown in the match. Walahoski able to get 2 escapes. There's a double leg shot by Haynes. Can he follow it up? He gets his hands on the legs and does a good job of coming on in. Walahoski trying to fight it off, can't. Haynes scores 2-point takedown. 8 seconds to go here in the period, so the late takedown in the period will give Dillon a 4-2 lead as we head into the third period here. Looks like choice is going to go to Haynes, and he's going to go neutral, and why not? He's got 2 takedowns. The only takedowns in the match. 4-2 lead, 2 minutes to go here in the match. There, Walahoski takes a shot, his first shot of the match, trying to come around the corner. Can he get it finished up? Steps through, Haynes can't throw him on through. Walahoski gets the takedown. It's tied up 4-4. Walahoski had Haynes in a little trouble. Now Walahoski, it's getting a little wild. He's got his head hanging over the edge there. He's got a 4-4 tie. Haynes kind of just got his head down on the mat underneath. Walahoski's hanging off that left side. It's a 4-4 score. You got 1:20 to go in the match. Walahoski with the deep left-hand half comes off of it. There's a little Granby roll by Haynes. But Parker Walahoski of Overton able to follow him through. Who is about ready to hit a full Nelson. And correction, he did hit a full Nelson. Walahoski had the right hand half in, and he didn't get that pulled out before he got the left hand in. And in math, 2 halves make a whole, and in wrestling, that's an illegal move. It's 5-4, Haynes with the lead. But you won't have any change in position. It's a 5-4 lead. Haynes, the penalty point puts him ahead. Okay, so Walahoski's going to give the one. We're going to be neutral here. So we have a 6-4 score. Walahoski's got to get a takedown here, tie the match up. Strategy is I haven't had much trouble riding or turning, but I did get a takedown, so I'll try and get another takedown, tie the match up. Walahoski was able to get on a shot, and there he comes in on a high crotch, but Haynes catches the trail arm, and now we've got a flurry going. Haynes on a leg, Walahoski cracks a crossface. Can he get his hips around back? There's a 2-point takedown because of the cradle got hooked up. So it's 6-6, but Walahoski's coming off the front. And if you're wondering how he got a takedown there, it was a quick cradle that got the hands locked, got him the 2. Haynes kind of stuck underneath. Walahoski, though, has got to cover. You're down to 10 seconds. It's 6-6. Walahoski's trying to hold his spot. 5 seconds to go. Haynes is flattened out underneath. And there's your buzzer. So you're going to get 2 guys back on the block. 6 minutes didn't settle it. We'll go to an overtime. If somebody can get a takedown here, somebody can score here, that'll end the match. You got 1 minute on the board. Both these wrestlers have had more success on their feet shooting, not countering. There's a shot by Haynes. He gets in on the legs. Walahoski's trying to sprawl, but Haynes gets in on the legs. Can he finish it? And we're out of bounds.
Ooh.
That's a really good position by the official. you could see everybody wanted it, but the official was right on the line. That was really good position, and it was the right call. And we got a pause on the time, but
the clock never stopped.
Yeah, it just never did quit running. Okay, so we're at 44 seconds here. Who's going to take the shot? Again, there, Walahowski gets on the shot. Double leg, can he get it finished? He does. There's your 2-point takedown. Parker Walahowski wins in overtime on a 2-point takedown. Good job by both guys. Good aggressive wrestling. Good match to win, tough match to lose.
Well, again, as we've wrestled through the competition here today, we've seen some open weights. We've only kind of seen a few matches at times, but man, Kurt, the matches we have seen, there have been some real good ones today, haven't there?
Yeah, there really have. And you know, in that case, the aggressive wrestler on his feet wins the match. And yeah, really good pairings here.
So Walahowski gets the win over Dylan Haynes at 144 pounds. As we update you on the dual score now, Ansley Litchfield leading 6-3, but that's going to change here as coming out unopposed is going to be Overton's Mason Dutro at 150 pounds. So that'll put 6 points on the dual scoreboard for Overton. And that'll bring us up to our next match, which comes out to the mat, and this is going to be Wesley Fowler of Ansley Litchfield wrestling Trip Davenport of Overton. This is at 157 pounds.
This could be a good match. We see both these guys won their earlier match. Fowler won by fall with a cradle late in the match. And we saw Trip Davenport doing a good job on his feet. Both these guys kind of different styles, different contrast in wrestling here. Davenport's very comfortable dropping down to those knees and looking for a low shot. There's that slide by. I was just going to say, you have got to have heavy hands if you put your hands on Trip Davenport. He'll just slide you right out of your socks, and he did it again. 2-point takedown for Davenport. He's got the lead. He's got the near leg laced in there. He steps off of it. Fowler up on his base again. And again, don't sleep on Wesley Fowler. We saw him hook up a cradle late in his match and win that by fall. So both these guys are dangerous. Fowler comes up and he turns in. Fowler turns in quick, and Davenport able to lock up on the body. We go out of bounds. There'll be no change in position. Looks like we're going to get one. It's 2-1. So Davenport back there. Now, I would not put my right hand on his head. There you go. He's really nasty with that. Little roll action there by Fowler. There's a little near side head lever. And when Davenport goes after something, he's not shy about it. He's down on that wrist, trying to get that lever in. Now he's got the arm tied up. Fowler trying to dig underneath there. He's up on his table, but he's posting with his head because his left arm's trapped in by Davenport. Davenport's got the near side scrub heel. Davenport trying to work a little roll through on a cheap tilt, but he's okay as long as he keeps that seat belt. There, he blocks the head, tries to bring Fowler's hips right over the top. Little lifter there by Fowler. Davenport able to come back up on top. Hand fighting underneath, and that's the end of that. First period in the books, it's 4-1. 4-1, Trip Davenport with the lead. Fowler's going to defer his choice, and Tripp's going to go down. So the Overton wrestler gets himself set on the bottom. Ansley Litchfield's Wesley Fowler comes on the left side. There's the whistle, and there's a lot of action by Davenport. Sits out, catches Fowler's leg coming in. Now you got to watch your knees and your nose here with Fowler. We've seen him hook up cradles. Davenport's got that ankle caught. We'll see what he can do with that. Fowler's awfully high here, but he's got his hands hooked together underneath there, and you're going to get a stalemate situation, which means nothing was going to happen there. Neither wrestler was going to get an advantage, so we'll start again. No change in position, no change in score. Fowler with his Davenport with his 4 gets set, comes up to his feet. Fowler tries to lift and return, but Davenport works on those hands. And a nice job by Davenport on the return there. He comes down, gets his feet out, lands on his hips. He doesn't land flat. There you can see putting the hands on the hip. He's got Fowler's hands broke. Can he score? Fowler digs back under, gets the lift, but he's got locked hands. Then you're going to get a break in the action here. Davenport comes back up to his feet. Okay, so you got locked hands, technical violation. There's your 1 point. That goes to Davenport, and then Davenport scores the escape. That's another 1 point. Bottom line, 6-1, Davenport leads. Fowler coming in. Can Fowler come underneath? There you go. There he comes in and comes down on the shot. Gets to the leg. Can he finish this? Now you can see Davenport would like to get a lifter up underneath, swing his hips out. We're going to end up out of bounds. Good counter by Davenport, but Fowler did a good job of getting down, changing levels, getting down on a leg. Note to self, don't put a soft hand on Davenport's head. And there, he's got the wrist tied up. Can Fowler get underneath and score? Davenport stays square, wrestlers head-to-head. Now we're fighting for some wrist control underneath. There's a little snap down by Davenport, and Fowler just meets that action. Davenport trying to come back in the circle. Fowler cuts that off. Fowler now controlling the wrist, which can take that slide by away. There's double underhook by Fowler. Can he get him hooked up? Oh, he can't get his hips out, and Davenport counters it. And you got a 2-point takedown. 2-point takedown by Trip Davenport right at the end of the period. 8-1 is your lead. Fowler's choice, and he's going to go down. So, Wesley Fowler of Ansley Litchfield and gets himself set. Davenport mounts up on the right side, come back over right off the whistle on the left side, chops in the near arm. Fowler keeps his table set. He's got his head posted. He's got Fowler's wrist trapped underneath. Wesley working for some hand control underneath there. He's doing a good job of keeping his hips up. He's got his head posted on the mat. Davenport, though, slides in a right-hand half. Can he get on the side of the half and try to get a turn? Fowler turning in, gets a little lifter, comes up, follows it. Still in control is Davenport. There's your 1-point escape for Fowler. And looks like Fowler's got a bloody nose, so we're going to get a stop here in the action. It's an 8-2 lead in the stop in the action. Davenport leading Ansley Litchfield's Wesley Fowler.
And we'll be back to action in 30 seconds.
We've got spirit. How about you? Here at Nebraska State Bank, we've got school spirit. Introducing mascot debit cards from Nebraska State Bank. Now you can go to your local NSB branch and request a new debit card for your favorite high school team. The Broken Bow Indians, South Loop Bobcats, or Anselmo Murray debit cards are available by instant issue. You'll only pay $10, and the entire amount will be passed along to your school. It's a win-win situation, right? Take your school pride to the next level at Nebraska State Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
As we come back to the Ansley High School Gymnasium, say thanks to the sponsors who are bringing you live wrestling coverage on the radio today. They include Twin Loop Boosters, Power Solutions, BD, Arnold Insurance Agency, Bailey Crop, Muddy Creek Ag, Insurance of the Heartland, RTA's Hardware, Central Nebraska Electric, and Flatwater Bank. Today's radio coverage also brought to you by the Nebraska State Bank, Grocery Cart, Custer Federal State Bank, Arrow Seed, Rod's Body and Paint, Team Physical Therapy, Trotter Service, Mead Lumber, Shelter Insurance, A to Z Lawn Pro Geared for Sports, Agland ATV, Sargent Irrigation, and Melham Medical Center.
Well, we've picked the action back up here in this match. It's 8-2 lead for Trip Davenport of Overton over Wesley Fowler. Wrestlers are in the neutral position. There's a little head chop by Davenport. Comes around back and he scores the 2. Cup Fowler kind of leading in, popped the head down, came around, scored the 2. 10-2 now. It's a major decision going for Trip Davenport. Davenport's got the wrist tied up. Wesley Fowler's wrestled hard here. He's wrestled tough underneath. And Davenport's just been a little too much, tough on his feet. And from what I see, Trip Davenport's got a pretty good motor here. Just keeps the pressure on, keeps the action going. Ties up that wrist on the near side. Wesley flattened out underneath there. Trying to get that left arm back. Does a good job. Wesley builds his hips back up. He's working hard underneath there. 25 seconds to go here in this third and final period. 10-2 lead for the Overton wrestler Davenport. Fowler now back to his table. Can he get a move? Can he score? There, he gets up to his feet. Good job by Wesley. Peels hand, scores his one. It's 10-3. Tries a shot of his own. And now we got the blood going again in the last 10 seconds here of the match. So we'll pause again for some blood time. Our score is 10-3 in favor of Overton's Trip Davenport.
And it will give us an opportunity to say thanks again to those businesses who are sponsoring our live video stream of today's wrestling coverage. Our video sponsors today, including BD, Twin Loop Boosters, Muddy Creek Ag, Palmer Monument, Grocery Cart, Agland ATV, Nebraska State Bank, Insurance of the Heartland, Meat Lumber in Broken Bow, Colligan, Broken Bow Livestock, Lions Appliance, and Callaway District Hospital, all making our live video stream accompanied by the radio call possible for you today through sandhillsexpress.com. Final duel for us here in this Ansley-Litchfield Triangular. Ansley-Litchfield wrestling Overton, and we're back for the final 10 seconds of the match.
Davenport immediately in on a double leg, and he scores his two with 3 seconds remaining in the match. And that'll make our final score 12-3 and turns it into a major decision once again for Trip Davenport. So good match by Wesley Fowler. Davenport just a little too much for him.
So with the major decision win, a bonus point for Overton in the dual score. Davenport with the major decision will pick up 4 points for his team. So as you update the dual score now, Overton leading Ansley-Litchfield by a score of 13-6. If you missed some of the earlier duels, Ansley-Litchfield won over Twin Loop in their duel 27-21. And it was the same score in the Twin Loop Overton duel, but Twin Loop won it 27-21. So we continue to wrestle off the final duel of the day, and our competition is going to bring us to 165 pounds now, where Isaac O'Brien of Ansley-Litchfield takes on Ty Kennicott of Overton.
These are 165-pounders, and just waiting for the table to get caught up. They do. There's the shake of the hands, and here we go. Kennicott of Overton, O'Brien of Ansley-Litchfield. Brian appears to be a little taller than Kennicott, a little longer-limbed guy. We'll see if he can use that to his advantage. A little shot by Kennicott, not able to get to it. O'Brien easily fends that off, tries to work a little snap action. Kennicott stuck underneath. Ken O'Brien scored. Kennicott does a good job, though, of following up his shot, trying to pull in the legs. Now O'Brien trying to come around. Crossface, we're right along the edge, and we go out of bounds. So O'Brien, the junior, Kennicott, he's a sophomore. Minute 20 to go here in the first period. No score in this match. These guys are wrestling in the neutral, right along the edge of the 10-foot circle. Kennicott controls the wrist, shoots in on a little high C action, trying to come around. O'Brien, though, comes off the top, and Kennicott scores it. Kennicott now trying to hook up a three-quarter stack. If he bumps with his knee a little bit and gets that head tuck, this is all over. Potentially dangerous when the hands of O'Brien came up off the mat, potentially dangerous. So we'll come back on a restart. Kennicott will keep his top position. He'll have his 2-0 lead. Isaac gets set underneath. And there we go, O'Brien. Still holding his table there. Kennicott brings in that near side arm. 2-on-1 now. O'Brien posts out the left foot, trying to come up. Kennicott brings him back. Kennicott there pressures up, gets up on top. O'Brien does a good job of trying to roll on through, but Kennicott just keeps going with him. We're wrestling right along the edge of the mat. 20 seconds to go. There's a little lifter by O'Brien, and he's trying to get the 2-point reversal. He's got the reversal. So Yeah, I thought I thought you might have a coach ask about this. I think he's feeling that I thought we had a signal for 2 reversal, then we had a count, so I'll just be quiet and we'll see how this all plays out. Right now the scoreboard says 2-2, and that's probably, there you go. He's going to ignore all of it, and we're going to see here. Yeah. So the question is, if you gave the reversal, who would you give the back points to? The question is, was there really a reversal there? So we'll get all the opinions weighed here. And on the scoreboard, it's saying 2-0. Okay, so after all that, we didn't end up with scoring there. But we had a quick reversal by Isaac O'Brien as he sits out right off the whistle, and he scored his 2. Kennecott comes up, but he doesn't score as the period runs out, and we end up with a 2-2 match after the first period. This match has had a little bit of everything in it.
Well, these two have seen each other before. They wrestled each other at the Twin Loop Invite, and O'Brien won by fall over Kennecott in the quarterfinals of that tournament.
Well, and the way these two guys are rolling around here, we could see a fall again. You just never know. There, O'Brien pressuring back in. Kennecott trying to get his hips up, but O'Brien's turning in, and he scores a reversal. Good job by Isaac with some back pressure, and he scrambles up on top. So Isaac with the 4-2 lead now, and he's got a cradle. Oh, and this is tight. Man, that came, and there it is. Nice cradle by Isaac O'Brien. When he hit that, he hit it. O'Brien, winner by fall for Ansley Litchfield here at 165 pounds.
So big win for Isaac O'Brien with the win by fall. Gets 6 points for his team. So a close dual score now as we've wrestled through 165 pounds. Our duel started at 126. Your dual score now has Overton in front by a point at 13-12. We will see if Ansley Litchfield will bring anybody out at 175. It doesn't appear as though they will. Overton will bring out Anthony Arredondo, so he'll be unopposed at 175 and pick up the win by forfeit there. And we saw this in the Twin Loop duel going through this section of weight classes. Overton has some pretty good depth here, able to bring kids out to the mat and picking up some points based on the forfeits. So Anthony Arredondo gets the win by forfeit for the Eagles at 175. Dylan Pushke just came out, got the win by forfeit at 190. And I think, were we double forfeit at 215?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody open at 215. So we go to 285. Andy Cash of Ansley Litchfield will come out unopposed at 285. And I don't know if anybody has wrestlers at 106, 113, and 120.
I think we've got a 13-pounder for Ansley Litchfield,
all right, so
or 120, 113, 120.
All right, so Ansley Litchfield will bring out a wrestler and pick up the win by forfeit at 113. Oh, yeah, that was Donnie Lawrence. We've seen him earlier tonight. So he gets the win at 113. Both teams were open at 106. Will anybody come out at 120? It looks like Overton's going to end up winning the duel. And there you go. That's going to be it. Your final duel score is going to be Overton 25 and Ansley Litchfield 18. We'll come back to wrap it up after these words.
And in Ansley is a proud radio sponsor of area high school sports. The skills that students learn in athletics go beyond the playing field. These student athletes learn teamwork, work ethic, and competitiveness, just to name a few. The sports that they participate in also are a way to bring communities together. The team at Insurance of the Heartland in Ansley is happy to help bring you this broadcast to cheer on your team.
This is Ryan.
And I'm Tiffany.
Come visit RTA's Hardware in Broken Bow.
Our dad Scrooge is in the Christmas mood, so we are doing a different giveaway every single day until Christmas.
Come on in, shop local, and get entered to win.
While you're in, do some shopping for yourself or someone on your list.
Ace Hardware Broken Bow is open 7:30 to 6, Monday to Friday.
And on Saturday from 8 until 4.
Merry Christmas. Hope to see you soon.
Central Nebraska Electric in Ansley is a proud supporter of this broadcast and area high school sports action. Playing hard throughout the season takes a lot of work, and Todd salutes that dedication. Any electrical work you need done right the first time deserves a free estimate from Central Nebraska Electric. Call them at 750-6458. That's Central Nebraska Electric in Ansley, sponsoring this broadcast and wishing area teams good luck this season.
Banking is not the same as it used to be. Like everything, it's changing. At Flatwater Bank, we're doing things every day to improve and make your banking more convenient by offering services like digital banking, mobile deposits, digital wallets, and so much more. One thing hasn't changed. We are still your hometown bank. You can count on us for strength, stability, and working hard for your financial well-being. Visit us at flatwater.bank to learn more.
Member FDIC.
Radio coverage of the Twin Loop Wolves is being brought to you in part by the Twin Loop Boosters, whose members include Agland ATV, Burwell Dental Clinic, Burwell Pharmacy, Calamus Outfitters, Central Nebraska Electric, Central Nebraska Medical Clinic, The Corner Stop, Craig and Diane Van Keurup, Diamond Ring Ranch, Douse Farms LLC, Erickson Law Office, First National Bank, and Frontier Family Pharmacy. Enjoy the broadcast brought to you in part by the Twin Loop Boosters.
And we come back to wrap things up from here at Ansley High School, quickly recapping the individual results of the duel that just finished between Ansley Litchfield and Overton. Your winner in the duel was Overton by a score of 25-18. We started the duel at 126. Both teams were open there. Both teams were open at 132. At 138, Owen Hartman won by fall over Wyatt Kyle of Overton. So Hartman of Ansley Litchfield got the win there. At 144 pounds, Parker Walahoski of Overton, an 8-6 decision win over Dylan Haynes of Ansley Litchfield. Mason Dutro of Overton won by forfeit at 150. At 157 pounds, this was a big match in the duel. Trip Davenport won by major decision over Wesley Fowler of Ansley Litchfield. Then at 165, Isaac O'Brien won by fall over Ty Kennicott. And then we kind of went back and forth with teams being open in weights. At 175, Anthony Arredondo of Overton, winner by forfeit there. Dylan Pushki of Overton, winner by forfeit at 190. Both teams were open at 215. Andy Cash came out, got the win by forfeit for Ansley Litchfield at 285. Both teams open at 106. Donnie Lawrence came out, got the win by forfeit at 113 for the Spartans, but then both teams were open at 120. So when you sort through all of that, your final dual score was Overton 25 and Ansley Litchfield 18. Well, they're going to be wrestling off a duel between Twin Loop and Wilcox Hildreth. Now, this is not part of the triangular. This is a separate duel, so we will be ending our coverage of wrestling here for you. Now, if you want to pick up some video of the Twin Loop and Wilcox Hildreth duel, which is going to get started here shortly, we encourage you to check out Ansley Public Schools website, and you can pick up their stream of the duel that is happening between those two teams. As we wrap it up for us, Kirk, a great day of wrestling. As we knew, when you have teams in Class D, kind of some smaller rosters, you're going to have some open weights. But the wrestling that we did see was really good and real competitive.
Yeah, we had some really good matches, and I was impressed. Even if the score didn't work out for somebody, I was impressed with the fight of the kids and the matchups. And as you said, we had some really good pairings. And you know, this time of year, not everybody's full, and then if you throw a little illness in there on top of that, you can have some walkovers. But I was impressed with the way these kids got after each other.
Special thanks to all of the sponsors that made our coverage possible here for you today. Kurt, great working with you, and we'll look forward to more wrestling action in the new year.
You bet. I do too.
All right. Big thanks to Christy Wells. She handled the video portion of our broadcast today. We appreciate her help. And again, we say thanks to all of the sponsors that made the broadcast possible here today. For Christy Wells, for Kurt Crowley, for all the sponsors that made the broadcast possible, I'm Brent Apperson. Thanks for listening, everybody. The 3-2 pitch, swung on, and a little blooper to right field. That's a base hit. Bo's going to win. Coming in to score the winning run is Caden McKean, and Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League Championship game in walk-off fashion. Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field. Found the outfield grass, and Broken Bow has won the Mid-Nebraska League Championship.
He's just a strong opponent for any wrestler. I mean, undefeated state champ last year in the state finals the year before, a 3-time state medalist, and there, really nice takedown. Good fluid motion by a guy that's wrestling 195 pounds.
Brady Skinner with it, up top. Bay at the buzzer, hits the 3, nice-looking shot.
To Folkers, back at the Grant, long 3, got it!
Nice. Cash attacks, double, almost triple teamed, out to Connell, deep 3, hit it. That's a 3 for South Loop.
I have to make sure I set my cruise control when I drive after I watch this event.
Yeah, exactly. Car 204, the Yellow Viper of Ryan Firstenau.
Oh.
Hello to all our viewers out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. You get a look at where we're talking to you from.
You get second 6 and now 5. Pandorf atop of the key 3. Good! Pandorf at the buzzer. Johnson hammered out towards center. Home going back. Home will dive, and did he make the catch? He did! Caden Home, a diving catch across his body to the right.
Ball comes out of there. Who's going to hop on top of it? It's going to be scooped up by Cooksley. Inside the 30, the 20, 15, 10. Can he get there? He can. It's 6 points for Sandhill Thedford on defense. The scoop and score.
Calderos sends it in the corner to Santos, a 3, got it. His 3rd from downtown in the quarter.
With the bounce, gets it into Ryan. Nice post move, lays it up and in, and scores 2.
10.2 seconds left. Plays it out to Pandorf, top of the key. Long 3, she puts it up, and that's going to go.
And they turn it over, does Hyannis. More could be showtime, goes up and jams it. What a way to end the half for Mullen.
Finney lost it to Cash Gracie. Cash runs forward, dunks it, and looks over at his fellow students in the student section on the far side and gives a fist pump.
Bounce pass to the elbow to Jackson Henry, handoff Loy. Loy picked up by Miller. Loy bounces it inside to Henry. He'll put it up and score! And Ansley Litchfield has their first lead of the game.
That's a good-looking car out of Laramie, Wyoming again.
Can't get it to go. Lance Jones the rebound. Throws it ahead to Cash Gracie. He puts it home with one hand on the dunk.
The 3-2 pitch, swung on, and a little blooper to right field. That's a base hit. Bo's going to win. Coming in to score the winning run is Caden McKean, and Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League